Oh my god, I lost track of time. Um, Hi. How's it going, guys? Thanks so much for stopping by. I gotta be a little quieter today because my nephew is staying over and he's trying to fall asleep right now. But in a little while, I'll be able to get a little bit louder and talk a little more. You might be hearing him crying. We're trying to put him down to sleep right now. But, um, oh man, poor guy. He's so fussy, so grumpy. But yeah, having a good day. A long day. It's really rainy out here, and I was at work for a really long time, and so it was just crazy because I work at a bookstore, and it's like um that poor baby. It's like pre-Christmas rush right now. It's because it's like so close to Christmas. People are coming in. I must have like given out a few $1,000s in gift cards today. Like everybody was buying gift cards today, which is kind of funny to me. But tell you what. Oh yeah. The tiny guy said you sometimes you have difficulty falling asleep or wanting to go to bed. Um, and so he is real upset about going to sleep right now. He's just been real fussy tonight. How's the piss rock situation? It is still there in me, inside of me. And yeah, it's hopefully coming out soon. But he's a stubborn little guy. Um, the piss rock, yeah. Poor little kidney stone. Got a little stone and a little rock inside of my ureter, inside of the ureter. I think that's what it's called. So like the tube that connects the kidney to the bladder. Anyway, that's gross. We don't need to talk about gross stuff. I want to talk about gross stuff when I could be playing video games. But first, I just want to see how everybody's doing. We having a good day? We having a good time? Um, I'm really close to hitting affiliate today, so I'm really hoping that this stream will have like, I don't know, an average of 4 viewers would be fantastic. Would be wonderful. But, 3 viewers, because you need an average of over 7 streams. You need to have an average of 3 viewers for those 7 streams, and I'm running a little on the low side. But yeah, you doing good? That's fantastic. That is fantastic. Lovely to hear. Um, yeah, just been a long week, and I got a lot of stuff going on this weekend. And a lot of stuff I need to get done tonight, actually. That I have to do after the stream is over. But that'll be okay. I'll finish it. I'll get it done because I always do. Um, and then I got work this weekend because I need money. Um, and then Christmas week. I think in the schedule that I have on my Tweeter, I'm on break, but I think I might actually still stream. Um, I'm trying to make that decision. I will make a tweet about it though. Um, on what I decide. I know I'm celebrating Christmas on the 28th and 29th, so those days for sure I won't be doing anything. And I've got the video coming out on the 25th on actual Christmas Day. But I'm thinking maybe the 26th and the 27th I'll do a stream. I might move the Doodle Monday to Tuesday and then just stream and do whatever on Wednesday. I haven't decided yet because I need to prep for January's stuff. Um, yeah, work is stinko central. Work is really, really bad. Um, Especially like if you work in as a what is it? What do you call it when you work in at like a store? What is that? Retail. That's the word. When you work in retail around Christmas, it must be pretty bad. But I know it's not like bad. I didn't have like mean people today. There was one mean old lady um that was mad that she wanted us to match this online price or something. I don't know, man. I who knows really what was going on. But yeah. Again, the streams next week. I will send out an official tweet probably by Sunday, Christmas Eve. Then you'll know exactly what the plan is. Um, and then on the 31st, I was supposed to have a special vid. I don't know if that's still gonna happen because let me check because that was supposed to be. I had someone that commissioned a script from me that has yet to pay for the actual video being produced. And once they pay for that video being produced, um, then I'll make it. It was supposed to be on the 31st was the deadline, but they haven't, sent the rest of the money. And so I'm like, oh, I can't record. And sorry, I have something in my eyeball. I was like, I can't record until you've, sent the rest of the money because you haven't paid for it yet. So why would I make it? Um, so once that person sends the money, and if they don't send the money, then they don't send the money and the video just doesn't get made, which is sad, but it's okay. It's not the end of the world. I might wait a really long time and then use the script anyway. Um, but it was a big project and I was really looking forward to finishing it. But if they don't get back to me in the next day or two, I really won't be able to make it on time. But yeah, corpo brain drain got me real bad. Um, but we're working through it. We're almost to the end of the year. Um, it'll be a good time, I think. So if that doesn't come through, then on the 31st, I might drop something special. I don't know. It's going to be a bit tight, especially with family around. It'll be tough to record anything just because, having a lot of people around makes it difficult to like secretly record something in my room. Um, but I think I'll still manage to put something of some kind out. Um, but I don't know what it'll be. And it might just end up being a stream, like a New Year's Eve stream kind of thing. Um, because I know on the first we're dropping the Discord, which when you think about it is really not that far away. But the Discord should be launching on the first, and then yeah, January I'll be launching Patreon. Oh, a whole bunch of stuff is happening. A whole bunch of stuff is happening. And I'm working really hard. I mean, November was a slog because it was like a daily. I've said this before, but November was a slog because it was like a daily grind. It was like every day I had to either be writing or recording something. And if I wasn't writing or recording something or streaming on Thursdays, then I was way behind schedule. If I didn't do anything like daily. And December's been a bigger slog in some ways because I've been working more, I think. I've had more hours this month. Um, plus the streams, which take up a lot of time. Like recording takes up like, I don't know, an hour in the morning. Like I'll record for an hour and then later in the afternoon or the evening I can edit it and it'll take another hour. Depending on the video, right? Um, but streams take up, I mean, like 3 or 4 hours at a time. I'm doing 3 of those a week. And Mondays, which are usually my recording days, are now Doodle Mondays. And so I have to find different times to record. And so it's just like, oh, time management. You just have to figure out how to, I don't know, manage my time better, I guess. Because, yeah, even though I'm making less videos, it's been harder to find time to work on those videos. Um, but they will be done, and they have been done so far. I genuinely thought, I mean, I looked at my schedule at the beginning of December, and I was like, yeah, this will be doable. This will be easy. Um, and then me and my script writer just got so far behind. Someone is phone calling me on my phone. I won't answer. Who the fuck is Spam Risk? Goodbye. Um, yeah. So it's been wild. Luckily, Wednesdays have kind of become my recording days because I've been off every Wednesday this month, which is not usual. I don't usually get off every Wednesday, but I did, and so I turned those into my recording days instead, and that worked pretty well. But now, like people are here and like staying here, and so like they're here all the time. Um, so it's hard to like I can't record. I was meant to record yesterday, but then I was like, oh, well, my family's here, so like can't do that. Um, so we're gonna figure it out. Gonna figure it out. I think I'm gonna record. I mean, I am. I have to record this evening. After the stream, I'll be recording Saturday's video because tomorrow I'm not gonna be here at all. Um, and then I have the Christmas video, which is being worked on already. Um, so we're balling, we're moving and grooving. It's gonna take a bit more of a push from me, but I can do it. I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be great. Um, it's just like you go into it and you're like, oh, it'll be super easy to just goof around and make your funny videos and do your funny streams. But then when you think about it and I like look behind the scenes, like I'm putting in so much work, way more work than I thought I'd be putting in for this kind of stuff. But I love it. I do love it. It's very fun. It's not like boring work. Um, but it's like fun stuff, but it's just like it's still work. Like so you still get tired from it. Um, so just trying to find allotments of time for me to rest, and uh, yeah, time for me to rest and time for me to like do other things, like because I've been wanting to play, or I did play the Final Fantasy 16 DLC, which is super fun. But I was like, do I stream that? Um, do I stream it? Do I do something else? Do I wait to stream it with the other DLC that comes out in spring? I was like, I just kind of want to play it, and so I was just like, I'll just do it on my own. That'd be for me. So I spent an evening that I was initially going to be recording and or writing or doing something. I was like, I just gave myself a evening, you know. You become a true ball in Space Jam that you are deep inside. Yes, absolutely. And what is that? It says you can't record your SS videos. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can't. I can't record any of those while people are around, unless they're like quieter ones. Like this evening, I'll be recording a safer one, so it shouldn't be like a big deal if someone like stumbles upon me leaned up against my microphone making funny noises, because it's not going to be like gross or anything. But like for the Monday, the Christmas video, I'm gonna have to find a time when I'm alone, so I can record it, because otherwise, if someone walks in, I'm just like, I'm sitting up here, like, you've been so naughty, you've been such a naughty boy, um, and yeah, that'd be awkward, be tough to explain away, um, but stumbles upon you in your gamer gear, my skirt, um. What if someone walks in on you making a sus video? What if someone does? I'll cry. I would bawl. Um, it would be so awkward. It'd be really bad, actually. Um, so yeah, it's been a wild ride. It's been a wild ride, wild month. Um, so I will cry. They will feel bad, and then I will have to find somewhere else to live. Like it'll be a whole thing. Um, it's fine though. I made it this far, and I don't plan on stopping. I'm having too much fun. Having such a good time. Um, I would, yeah, just completely change my name. I changed my name. I'd run away. Started life at the circus. um, yeah, that's probably what I do. Um, so yeah, I don't know. December's been nice. It's been fun. I I'm honestly, part of me like misses playing Resident Evil 4. That's how what we started playing at the beginning of the month, or what we finished playing at the beginning of the month rather. And I kind of miss it. So I think I'm gonna in January, after I finish this game, or maybe even before I finish it, I'll go back and we can play the DLC, um, which would be really fun. I can't wait to do that. Um, yeah. Well, you're my favorite clown, so that's a good start for the circus. Oh, you think you're so cute. You think you're so funny, don't you, Guilford? But yeah, so I'm trying to stay quiet so I'm not like disturbing the nephew, the sleepy boy. Yeah. So, yeah. You're kind of cute. I mean, a little bit. Um, I think all of my viewers are cute. They're all adorable. Adorable little guys. Cute little boys and girls and theys and thems. Cute little peoples. But, um, what was I gonna say? Um, January. January is gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun month. I've got the Discord launching will be really fun. Um, and the Patreon launching should be fun. Um, Fun fact, here you heard it here first. The price for all of my exclusive content will be reduced by a few dollars. So it won't be a substantial reduction, but it'll go from $12. I'm thinking $10. I think 10 is a good place to stay. And there's going to be more options for people who can't afford that, if they want to support. And I'm trying to find something to give in return for that, but I haven't quite nailed exactly on the head what that's going to be. But by the middle of January, the Patreon should be launching. Um, and yeah, we're saying middle of January-ish. I don't have a hard date set. Um, and then the Fansly is not going to be anytime soon because I had to renew my identification, like my driver's license. And so until that new driver's license gets here, I can't I can't do their verification. Um, can't like verify that I am the person that I say I am and all that jazz. Um, because I don't have a valid ID. Or yeah. Um, both of the wolves are boys. They are, and they're kissing me. Um, yeah. So yeah, middle of the month, Patreon. What else did I want to say? Fansly, yeah, probably the end of January, maybe even February, to be honest, depending on when that gets here. And because you gotta remember, I don't just have to set up the account, I have to re upload all of my old content onto the account, which takes forever. I have a lot of videos to go sort through and stuff like that. Um, I was thinking about that today. Um, like, if someone out of the blue recognizes me, I was literally thinking about that today because last week, um, I was just like chatting with someone, like one of my fans, and they were like, oh, I live in this area, and I was like, I live in that area. I didn't tell them this, um, but I thought to myself, I was like, I live in such and such area, um, and then I was at work today, and I was like, it'd be really weird if someone was like, I, you're you're tater tot, and I'd be like, I have no idea what you're talking about. No idea. Mm. Um, yeah. That'd be really bad. It'd be really awkward because no, literally, there are like 5 people in my life, maybe like 10, maximum 10 people in my life that even know that I do what I do. I know the extent. There's only like 2 people that really know the extent of what I do. Um, but yeah, the cat ears are kind of here exclusive. Um, but yeah, I think that'd be really funny. I think maybe someday, maybe someday. Um, yeah, you're tater tot from Orange YouTube, and I'll be like, anyway. Yeah, yeah. But Patreon launching, Discord launching earlier than that, and I'm trying to run through my list of announcements. I need to write these down before I like start a stream. Um, Fancy later, re-uploading all my old content. Yeah, the Patreon's gonna have a bunch of tiers. I think the lowest is gonna be $3. Um, and that'll just kind of be, I don't know. I want to offer something. Um, I wanna offer something, but I just can't decide what it's gonna be. Maybe it's just like a thank you page on my videos, right? It's like thank you to my patrons who made this possible, or something like that. Um, but I haven't decided if I want to do that because I have a lot of higher tiers. Like, so the main tier is the $10 one, I think, or the tentatively, excuse me, $10 one, um, which will be the standard one, which comes with the exclusive content and all that junk. And then there's going to be one that's a little more expensive than that. That's going to come with some behind the scenes and some outtakes from more recent videos. Um, and then, I want there's like 2 more above that one. One of them comes with polls for future content, I think. This is all tentative, of course. This is not like, I'm not like saying this is exactly what it's going to be. This is what you can expect. This is just me sort of spitballing ideas and trying to see what slaps on the wall. Um, but yeah, polls for content, and then like a really big one that I don't know what to do for the really really big one, but the really really big one would be like, I don't know, like $50 or something a month. Like if you really feel like you want to give that much, which I would totally appreciate, but it's not at all expected or required. Um, and I don't know what to offer for that. At first, I was like, oh, you know, like a personal voice message. But I'm like, you know, what if they're subscribed for more than 1 month? Like, what if they're a patron for a really long time? What can I offer the people on top, you know? So I'm just I'm talking with my scriptwriter and stuff. Um, um, no, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. You didn't, your cousin said that is staying at your house said he recognizes me because he watches my sus vids. I don't believe you at all. I don't believe you. Um, big one, dude, jump roping butt booty naked. I wish. Um, I wish I could do that, but no, unfortunately, I cannot on that particular site. Um, he did. Sure, sure. I do have. I mean, I have like a lot of views. So I'm not like, oh, I have a lot of views. I'm really cool. But there's a few of my videos that have like 30K plus views. So I do have a lot of people. Personally, I'm a wholesome gamer and have no idea what you heathens are talking about. Gilly, you're one of my faves. You make me giggle because you're like one of the only people that comes to my streams that does not partake in any of my other content. But you put up with everybody else's horniness. And you know what? We appreciate you for that, Gilly. We appreciate you. Um, but yeah. I don't know. I mean, sure. I mean, I'm gonna believe you, osteoid, because I think it's more fun to believe you than it is to not believe you. Tell them I say hi. Yeah. Oh, let me see what's going on over here. I love this song. This song is really nice. Sorry, I've got my chats open up on one of my sites because I really want that person to respond to me. I'm gonna close it. That's gonna be a distraction. I don't need no distractions. I need no distractions during the stream. You guys are my one and onlys. And thanks so much for the follow. I don't know why my Streamlabs didn't update. Um, we're gonna check that because that's important to work. Um, that's so funky fresh. That's funky fresh. Let's see. Streaming tools, overlays. I've been having some problems with my Streamlabs. Because you followed me a little while ago, but I didn't get any alerts. What is going on? Sorry, that's fake. Don't worry about that fake one. I was testing it. Um, that's so funky. That's weird, but it did work, I guess. I don't know. Who knows? I didn't mean to preview that on the stream. I'm gonna fix that. Um, oh, shoot a monkey. I have to fix it on my. Oh, this is so complicated. Why did I do what I did? Activity feed. There's 60s, but I'm not seeing. Why didn't you show up? What? What? What is this? I'm not seeing you show up on my stream list. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that that's happening. Huh. I feel bad because you're my latest follower and you're not showing up on my latest follower feed. Let's see what I can do about that. Unpause alerts. Here, let's do. Oh, you know what? It might have been because you'd followed me before. Let's replay that one real quick. I'll throw that one up on the top just so we can have that updated for you. Fantastic. What's going on? What's going on? I was flabbergasted. Yeah, that's totally fine, Gilly. Like, yeah, you can be weird. You don't have to. I mean, like I said before, it's not a big deal to me. In fact, I love it. But if you feel weird about it, no one's gonna make you watch any of my videos. Let me see. Have I considered having someone suck it out like boba? I have had someone offer to do that, and I politely declined. Um, yeah, and you got it absolutely. Osteoid. That's yeah. I mean that's what it's osteoid raptor. It's two words. You say the first word, and then yeah. Um, the boba thing. Yeah, I a long time ago. This is. I mean, this is not my first. It's not my first. Can you believe that? Um, it's not my first kidney stone. A while ago, my old roommate, who actually became my scriptwriter. That's how I know him. Um, he was around when I had like a really, really bad one when I had to get surgery for. I'm fine now, obviously, but this one's not anywhere near what that was. But uh, we had this ongoing joke that he was just like, listen, man, because he's like a jolly gay man, um, and he was like, I will suck it out of your cock right now. And I was like, mm, mm, I appreciate that, but I don't think that's how it works. I think those tubes are not connected in the same way you think they are. Um, People said asteroid raptor. Well, just take a minute to look at it, read it. And I can't believe Tater Totterson is a rock type IRL. I know, it's so sad. I really wanted to be like I don't know, like a psychic or a fairy type or something. But I think I am a rock type. And what's it? What's the what's the one uh, let's see. It's the what's the one called? Fuck. Fuck fuck fuck. It's the ooh, what's it? Is it called Rock Blast when you just like and you shoot the rocks at them and Um, and it's like it's got a chance to do like 3 or 4 hits or something. Is that Rock Blast? Is that what that is? Because that would be my move. That would be mine. um, I mean, piss is stored in the ball. I mean, you're correct about that, Carlos. Um, oh man. Oh man, I can't wait till I hit affiliate because all the emotes that I just got, I showed them off on Twitter, but they're super cute. I love the way they turned out. And I'm gonna commission that artist to make a few more once they're back because they're taking a break because I was literally their last commission of probably the year to be honest, because they had a bunch of commit. I looked at them and I was like, hey, like I know you've got a lot. They had like 16 or 17 different commissions they were working on. I was like, I know you have a lot on your plate right now. Um, but do you have time to work on mine? And they were like, absolutely. Send me the details. And I was like, great. And I did that. I don't have Twitch emotes yet. I can't, like, not usable. I have them. I have the assets, right? Like I have the art, um, and the PNGs and stuff, but I don't have, the physical emotes that are usable because I'm not an affiliate yet. And once I hit Twitch affiliate, or once I, um, once I qualify to apply for Twitch affiliate, I rest assured I will be applying. um, yeah, yeah. And then those will be usable as soon as the Discord launches. They will be usable there. He didn't realize the nosebleed emote was supposed to be like an so sexy. Thought it was the result of the dodgeball one. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, the nosebleed one came out pretty good. I think it reads a little weird, but you know what? I love it. It's totally fine. And it's a bit of a different emotion than I was expecting when I um like it reads a little differently than what I anticipated, but that's fine. I'll just commission her again because I love the emote anyway. Like it totally has its own meaning and we can use it in different ways. Um, but the dodgeball one, yes, I'm so happy that one came out the way it did. And yes, Undertale music is in my soundtrack because I just have a lot of pixely music. Um, but I love the dodgeball one so much. It's a reference to my Femboy beats you with dodgeballs videos that's like gone viral for me on YouTube. It makes me giggle a lot. It's one of my favorite audios that I've recorded. Um, I've got plans to do a few other ones related to like content and stuff that I've made. Um, and but that one's by far the one I was most excited about commissioning. Initially, I was gonna do a different emotion, but I was like, I should do three regular ones and one complicated one, so that I can like have that complicated one ready. And the turnaround was insane. I commissioned those on Fiverr like less than a week ago. I commissioned them, I think, on the what was it? It was like the 15th. It was like 6 days ago, and I got them yesterday. Got them so freaking quick, so quick. Um, it's wild to me how fast I got those. Um, yeah, so that's why I'm like, whatever she sends me, I will take. If she can make them look that quick, that's totally fine. But yeah, that's fantastic. They look so good. I'm gonna look at them again because they make me so happy. Um, they make me so happy. They look so good. And I love the little details. They spent a lot of time making sure that my model, like I sent them my PNG, my like profile pic art. Um, they spent a lot of time making sure all the details lined up, which was very, very kind of them. Like the glasses and the earrings. I don't have earrings on my this model because it's hard to do earrings on VRoid Studio. Um, and um, but the glasses, the earrings on the drawing, the bell that I also don't have on VRoid. And the tail, like one of my favorite details, my two favorite details is on the dodgeball one, the glasses being knocked off of my face, and then my tail is like spiky and stuff. It's adorable. It's so cute. I love it so much. They spent a lot of time working on it, and I very much appreciate all the work that they did for it. It just looks so good. And it looks like, at first I thought they were like copy pastes, but it looks like they redrew basically all of it for each one to an extent. It's fantastic, fantastic work. I love the artists. I love my artists. I am nothing without the art that I get and commission from people. I try my best to make sure that I represent those people very well and that people know where the art came from, um, and know where to find them if they need to commission them because like a VTuber is nothing without their artist, and the art that supports them. Like I'm nothing. I'm nothing. I made this funny model. I made whatever, but like without the artists that support me, that create the things that I use to promote myself, I'm nothing. Like truly. So I love. If I commission an artist, I love you. If you draw me art, I love you. I love you, and I'll make sure that you properly represent it on my page. Um, but yeah, I should hit a affiliate soon enough. I am so goddamn close to hitting affiliate. Hold on, let me double check. I am so close. I have, um, I need an average. The only thing I don't have is an average concurrent viewership of 3 people. Um, I have, get this, 2.86 average viewer count. 2.86 over the last 8 streams. Um, so yeah, I'm I am so close, guys. So close. Um, if you draw me art, I'm working on that. If you do draw me art, the Discord will have a fan art section. I need to add a hashtag to my Twitter profile so you can like just hashtag this art, and then tag me. And right now, if you wanted to draw me art, which that would be fantastic, and I would love that, um, then just tag me on Twitter. That's the best way to do it right now, at least. That's where, that's things that I've been working on, is trying to open up my access so that people have better ways to talk to me. Um, wow. Wow, that's offensive to Potatoes Man. That is awful. That's so mean. That is so mean. Um, oh, stop it. Stop. You're not making yourself any better. Um, that is bad. Um, Yeah, Twitch counts 0.86 of a person because it's an average count. Like I don't know. Let's take a minute. Let's take a minute and take a peek. We'll see what my averages and stuff were for the past couple streams. So the ones that it's counting are the past 8 streams. So if I look at those, analytics, stream summary. Let's see. So there's today, which blah. Yesterday's we had an average viewer of 2. Um, and then Doodle Monday we had 3. And then last Femboy Friday, we had another 3. And then 3. and then 4 on the 8th of December, 2 on the 7th of December, and then 1 on the 30th of November, which is, I think, is the one that's bringing this down. The 30th of November and the 1st, or the 23rd of November. Those are the 2 streams that are bringing me sort of down in the count, you know what I mean? Um, so I think that once time passes, it'll be a little bit easier because you get further away from the streams that are bad, the higher my count gets. So I think once the day's over, I need to count exactly how many streams I've done in December. Wait, let me see. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The day counts the 7th stream that I'm going to make in November. And with the, or November, December, whatever month that is right now. What was I going to say? Yeah, I think that after a few days, my average viewership should come back up to 3. Unless we get like a butt ton of viewers the whole time today, which would be great. And that would put me over, I think. But yeah, let's see. Is tomorrow Femboy Friday? Unfortunately, no. Yesterday was Femboy Wednesday. I had to move the Femboy Friday stream because I have a party for a friend, bachelor party for a friend who's getting married. And we're going out and we're gonna have a good night tomorrow night. And so I had to move the stream to Wednesday because I wasn't, I'm not gonna be home. I'm gonna be out and about. And I wonder if Kino's coming. Me too. I wonder if Kino's gonna make it. How do I not know if the BB Rock is gone? Well, so I don't know if they tell you this, but when you get a PP Rock, when you get a little kidney stone, this is not the music for this. That's not the music for it either. That's not the music for it either. That's fine. So here's the thing. Let's talk about anatomy for. We're gonna get on a big old tangent here. Let's pull up. Oh my god, this is gonna take me a minute. Hold up. This is gonna be a whole thing. Sorry, I might have like glitched out right there. It'll be a whole thing. It'll be a whole thing. Urinary system. Bam. We're gonna pull up this picture right here. Nope. I'm gonna save that. And this is in my computer now. So we're gonna open that up and take a look at this together, guys. This is probably one of the weirder things I've done. So, let me just pull this picture up real quick. Display. That's not it. It's not what we want. That's what we want. Okay. So, fuck, you can't see me. Jesus Christ, this is gonna become a whole thing. Cropping. Okay. Like 600. Nope, that's too many. 400. And from the right, 400. And from the top, like 200. Nope, 100. Nope, 100. And from the bottom, another 100. Okay. So, oh, shoot a monkey. I don't have my chat pulled up now. I'm dumb. Hold up. I can't see what you guys are saying. What you guys are talking about? Yank that back over that way. What are we talking about? Biology lesson. Yes. Catboy biology lessons. Here we go. Pull that back up. Open that back up. Oh, hey, Kino. Let's see. Okay, so you can't really see exactly everything, but it's not a big deal. We're just gonna talk about it. So, these are the kidneys, right? This is something that surprised me when I learned about kidney stones. So these are the kidneys right here, right? They don't filter out like what you like. You know how you think, or at least what I thought, is that like it was somehow connected to the bowel system, you know? I thought that like the through the bowels, like in the small intestine where liquid was, like it would filter into the kidneys. But anyway, so the kidneys filter out your blood. So they take the gross blood and all the bad stuff that your cells spit out, and they run it through your kidneys, and your kidney takes this stuff and it um, sends all the waste down this tube called the ureter into the bladder and then out, your wiener. Um, so how a kidney stone forms is when you have a buildup of particular chemicals inside of your kidneys. Mine, for example, are calcium oxalate, which means they're made up of calcium and oxidized something or others. I'm not exactly sure. It's been a while since I've taken biochem. Um, but are we still talking about, we're talking about Sextius? Oh, yeah. But anyway, here we go. So, well, that's when a kidney stone forms, is when you get a buildup of particular chemicals. There's a couple different kinds. The kinds that I get are calcium oxalate, like I said. And so anyone that's made up of calcium is spiny. It's kind of pokey because calcium, think about like salt. Like calcium isn't in salt. It's sodium. No, it's not. What am I saying? Calcium is in bones. Think about like weird bone growths. You ever seen how pokey they get? Have you ever seen like pictures of? Maybe you haven't. I don't know. Um, but calcium is really like pokey and rigid by nature, and so what forms is this tiny little crystal, right? Listen, shut up. Salt is not calcium. I was talking and too fast. Um, like, uh, like calcium, think of like stalactites or like crystals or stuff like that. Those might have calcium in them, and they're particularly pokey. And so I don't know, the best way to describe it is like a geode. You ever seen a geode? Like you crack open a rock and it's like these pokey crystals. It's that, but it's made of calcium. And so it forms in the kidney. And what is so painful about it is that it passes through this tube called the ureter right here. And so when it goes into this tube, it's like passing. Um, okay, if you gotta head out, that's totally fine. Um, I will see you guys later. Um, yeah, absolutely. That's totally fun. And if you want to leave me on in the background, that's fine too. Or like just not. I don't know. I don't want to sound desperate, but I'm really close to making affiliate. But I am a little desperate. But yeah, have a great night, guys, if I don't see you again. Um, but yes, so it forms in the kidneys and it passes through this thin tube called the ureter. And the ureter is an incredibly thin tube. Oh my goodness, thanks so much. Oh, I didn't mean to move that. Thanks so much for the follow. Nice to see you. Hi. Um, and so it pushes this tiny spiky little rock, um, and it pushes this rock straight through this tiny, tiny, tiny little tube, which is contracting and releasing every 20 or so minutes. And so until it gets to the bladder. And coming out of the urethra is typically the easy part, to be honest. So when you pee it out, it doesn't really hurt. It just kind of comes out. It's weird. It doesn't hurt like at all because it's that tube is way bigger than the ureter is. The ureter is incredibly tiny. It's only about a millimeter to maybe 2 millimeters big, and the rocks can get anywhere from, I don't know, like my smallest has been 0.5 millimeters, and my biggest was 6 millimeters. So imagine trying to shove a 6 millimeter like rock through a 2 millimeter hole. That's incredibly painful, especially because it's all pokey and spiky, and so it tears and it rips up. And that's what's so painful about kidney stones, is that not that you have to pee them out, but that they have to make it to the bladder so you can pee them out. Um, and so that's why they're so painful. The one that I have, I'm thinking is pretty small, to be honest. I think he's just awkwardly shaped and is caught right here because there's a spot right here where the ureter meets the bladder that is, because where the is like rigid. It's like a rigid um, skin, right? Not skin, but like tissue. The ureter itself is pretty flexible by nature because it's a muscle. And so what it does is in order to pull liquid through, it creates a vacuum by contracting and uncontracting. And so when it contracts, it pulls all of the liquid from the kidney uh, into the ureter, and then when it releases all that stuff into the bladder. Um, and so when it contracts it'll contract for a really long time. So 20 minutes, it'll contract, and then the contraction will move down, and it'll pull down, and it'll pull down. And so for about 20 minutes, you'll have this intense, intense searing pain that's like a knife inside of you. And then it'll release, and then you'll be okay for a little while. And it won't feel great, but it'll be better than it was. And then for about 20 minutes, you're fine. And then 20 minutes later, it's contracting again. And so it does that over and over and over and over and over and over until it finally pops on through into the bladder, where it will sit in waiting until you can pee it out. Um, so yeah, there's your biology lesson. Um, so but yeah, thank you everyone for stopping by and listening to Todd's biology lesson. Um, I'm sorry, mister, but you have testicular cancer. Um, oh, that's so sweet. Thank you, Jeezy. Jeezy. Um, yeah, but that's how that works. In case you were ever wondering, um, I wonder what the stream like preview looks like. I bet it looks fucking wild right now. Um, it is one of the most painful things I've ever experienced in my entire life. Um, there are people, my grandma, for instance, has had both kidney stones and obviously children because she's my grandma. Um, then, um, fuck, what was I saying? What was I saying? What was I saying? Oh yeah, my grandma's had both kidney stones and children, and because of that, uh, she she knows for certain what each one feels like, and she said, without a doubt, that kidney stones were monumentally more painful for her than childbirth was. Um, and I've had like 10, so I call them my babies. They're my little babies. But the one I had to have surgery on was in 2021, 2020. Um, then it was a 6 millimeter one, and that story is fucking wild. Um, yeah, I've had at least double digits kidney stones. Do they run in the family? Yes, they do run in the family. My grandma, like I said, gets them. And on my dad's side, my dad has had them. My One of my uncles has had them. And my grandfather on my dad's side, my paternal grandfather, has had them. And I think that's where I get it from, is my dad's side. So that I'm just sort of genetically predisposed. Like I guess we process calcium differently or something. Um, yeah, I guess. I don't know. Who knows? Um, so I've had a bunch. But the one that I had surgery on, I guess I can tell the story now because why not? Why not? Do I leave I guess I leave the thing up because that's fun. That's fine. But when it was 2021, I don't know. Um, but yeah, but a bloodline of piss rock users. Yeah. Um, it was like right around my birthday. It was right after my birthday. I had come home for the weekend from college, and I was hanging out at home, and I started to feel pain in my back and in my side. And sometimes I'm like, oh, it's just a cramp. Like ever since I've had kidney stones, ever since then, I'll be like, okay, well, eventually, sometimes I'll have cramps on my lower back, or like I'll, lift something wrong, and then that cramp will feel kind of vaguely in the same area as a kidney stone. But this one was hurting for a really long time, and it was hurting pretty bad. And I was like, okay, well, I guess it's just a kidney stone. It's just what it is. And so I was pretty upset, but the pain went away. The pain went away. We're talking, yeah, hey, that's fine. I didn't know you were gone, but welcome back. The pain went away for a few days, and then later in the next week after my birthday, I had gone back to school, and so I was living in a dorm with who my friend um, Kate Caster play, who is my scriptwriter. And so uh, I was hanging out in the dorm room or something. I don't know. But the pain started up again. And it was really, really, really painful. And it was painful for a really long time. Um, uh, um, uh, um, uh, um, um, uh, we're talking about my kidney stone, my big kidney stone, my big bad one. Um, oh goodness. I should probably change the stream info to just chatting for now, huh? We'll do that. Just chatting. Bonk until I actually start playing games. But it was wild. It was extremely painful for a really long time, and it was like an uncontrollable kind of pain. And so it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't my first one, and so I actually had some pretty hefty pain medication that I was able to take to like help control that pain, but it wasn't helping a whole lot. Like it would help a little bit, but it would mostly just make me high. Um, the BBG Sir Kidneus of the Stone Clan. Um, but yeah, and so it wasn't really helping. And so I told Castor, I was like, listen, man, like if I, I was high, like so high. Um, like the stuff that I had was stronger than morphine, that kind of high. Like some real opiates. It was crazy. Um, but I told him, I was like, listen, if the morning comes and I'm still in this much pain and I'm not able to sleep, I need you to take me to the ER. And he was like, yeah, we'll do that. And so I couldn't sleep that whole night. I was up and down. I was legit sleeping in the bathroom on the floor of our like gross dorm bathroom. Um, like I would sleep for like 30 or 40 minutes at a time, and then I would wake up um, and be really in pain. I think at like 2 or 3 in the morning, I took a bath, like a hot steaming bath. Um, yeah, pain med high is awful. I don't love it. I don't love it at all. It makes mostly for me, it makes me dizzy and dissociative. Um, so yeah, I couldn't sleep, and so I tell him in the morning, I'm like, hey man, I can't sleep. Um can you find someone, because he couldn't drive, he didn't have a license, but we lived right next door to a, like the campus was right next door to a hospital. Literally, we're like a nursing school, and so we were right next door to a hospital. And so I was like, can you just get someone to drive me next door to the ER? And he's like, yeah, I can do that. And I wait like 30 minutes and I'm still in pain and nothing's happened. And I go back into the room and I'm like, hey man, have you called anyone to take me to the hospital? He's like, oh, oh, I forgot. I fell back asleep. I thought I was doing that already. And he's like, I'm so sorry. I'll do that right now. And I was like, okay, it's fine. So we called a mutual friend. Um, and we drove over next door to the hospital. And it was pretty early in the morning. It was like 6:30, 7 o'clock. Classes had just started. And so it was, a couple people were around. But in the hospital, there's like no one there, like no one really there. When I was bedridden and on higher end pain meds. Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly how it feels. Like you feel like you're not there. Like you just it's awful. I don't know how people do like heroin, which is another opiate. I don't know. I just can't. It feels so gross. It doesn't feel good. But it does help the pain most of the time. Um, but yeah, I was not doing great. And so they let me in and they do the screening and I'm like, listen, I'm having a kidney stone. I know I'm having a kidney stone. I've had plenty before. Um, I just I need you to like, let me in. I can't control the pain. It's very painful. Um, and they're like, okay, well, we'll take you to the back. And I hate needles. And so they were like, well, we got to draw your blood so we can, you know, see what you're on so we know what we can give you and we don't want to, kill you or overdose you. And I was like, okay, but you're going to have to do it with the IV because I can do IVs. I can't do drawing blood. I'll pass out or I'll vomit or, all the gross stuff. Um, and so they do the IV and they pull the blood out. And then this is the best part. This is the best part. I get wheeled into the back in a wheelchair. I lay down on the bed. They do the IV. I'm not doing fantastic. I'm like writhing in pain, and the the doctor the doctor and the nurse sit me up, and the doctor's like, okay, so which side does it hurt on? Does it hurt on this side? And I was like, no. Does it hurt on this side? I was like, yeah, that's the side. And they're like, about where's the pain? I was like, right there. And the doctor the doctor looks me dead in the eye and goes, I'm very sorry for this, and then reels their hand back and makes like a fist and hits me with like the end side of the hand, like the inside of the fist, and just wallops my back. And I literally, like, in that moment, if I'd eaten anything in the past 48 hours, I would have vomited right there. Um, and they were like, I guess they were trying to dislodge it or something. But yeah, and it didn't work. All it did was make me feel very much in pain. Um, and then I was like, ooh, and I laid back down. I know, like, what the fuck, man? And this doctor was wild. This whole visit was crazy. Because I remembered some more stuff about it later that I'll tell you guys about it. Um, so they lay me back down. They're like, okay, well, we're gonna give you. They test my blood. It's 20 minutes later. They have to do the blood test, and then they come back in. They're like, okay, we've got the hit me with the boing. Um, and they come back in and they're like, "Hey, so we've got these two medications. We've got the nausea medication and the pain medication. Which one do you want first?" And I was like, "Nausea all the way. Like, I hate feeling nauseous. I don't like throwing up, dry heaving. It just makes me feel weird." Um and um yeah, oh gosh, the doctor knew how bad that was gonna be. He needed you to know he was yeah. Yeah. They had to tell me. Um and so this is when the story starts getting really funny. At least to me, it's funny in hindsight. Like, when it happens, it's not funny at all. um and where was I? Dr. Willoughby gave me the medication, and then they're like, okay, well, we have to keep you here until you can pee, because can she told you um they're like, we have to keep you here until you can pee so we can like see what's going on in your pee. And I was like, okay, I don't have to pee right now. And they're like, okay, we're gonna do an MRI. Try to drink some water. And we're like, okay. And so they gave me like a cup of water, and I drink in the water. And then I go to the MRI, and they do this, or like I think it was maybe, I don't know, it's either an MRI or a CAT scan. Um, Whatever the crazy scan is where they like bisect your whole body and they can see all your insides and stuff. Um, and I get in there, and they lay me down, and I'm pretty high at this point. And so I'm like just laying there, and hands over the head, all that jazz. And they scan me, and then then the technician that scans me says, "All right, I'm gonna leave you right here. A nurse should be by in a minute to come and take you back. I have to go on my lunch break right now." Um, and I was like, "Okay, cool." And I'm like slipping in and out of consciousness. I'm like, I fell asleep, and I woke up. Um, and I wake up after a little bit when another nurse had walked in, and she goes, "Oh, sweetie, what are you doing in here?" And I was like, "They gave me a scan. I'm having a kidney stone." And she was like, "Oh, okay. Let me see. Where are you posted at?" And I was like, "I don't know, one of the other units." She's like, "Okay." And she checked my chart. She's like, "I'll wheel you back, honey." And I was like, "Thank you." Because apparently that other guy just like left me there, like just dipped to go have like a sandwich or something. And starts wheeling me back to the ER, like that unit. And I get back in the unit, and um it was so wild. And I get back in, and Casters, who's still sitting, they're letting Casters stay with me. Um, he's sitting in the corner. He's like, "What took you so long?" And I was like, "Yeah, they just got abandoned. He just dipped." It's so funny. Cassie's like, "What took you so long?" And I was like, "I think the nurse just dipped, dude." And he was like, "That's fucked." And I was like, "Yeah, I know, right?" Um, and then I'm laying there, and they give you this weird, like, they want you to pee, but they don't really want you to get up if they can help it. And so they have this weird thing, like this like container that you're supposed to like pee in, it's not a bedpan, but like an actual container that they can like get the pee and then they pour it in the thing. And anyway, so they gave me one of those, and Castor's just sitting in the corner, and the door is just like wide open. And um, yeah, the only thing we know about Castor is that he reposts skate porn. That's all he does on Twitter. On that Twitter account, just repost skate porn all day, all day. Writes my scripts and reposts skate porn. That's like his all day. Um, and they gave me. He's sitting in the corner and he's like, what do you want me to do? And I was like, can you just like look away? I think I might have to pee. Um, and he's like, okay. And so he just covers his eyes and looks away. And then I try to pee and I can't pee. I cannot for the life of me take a piss. Um, and I'm just like, I'm just like sitting there laying in the bed, high as balls, so high, so unbelievably high, trying to take a piss in some weird jar thing off the side of my bed. And eventually I'm just like, I can't do it. And we wait a little bit longer, and the doctor comes in and she's like, hey, so this is we've seen the kidney stone, we've measured it, and she says this word for word. She says, we don't usually send people home if they have this size of a kidney stone, but yours is so close to exiting that it'll be fine. And I was like, um okay, are you sure? um And they were like, yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. And then I'm like, okay, I think I have to go pee. And because I had felt this immediate rush, like it was the weirdest feeling. It was like not having to pee at all, and then immediately feeling this rush of liquid into my bladder, whatever that thing is. Um, and being like, okay, I have to pee right now. And they walk me over to the bathroom and they give me a cup and they're like, okay, pee in the cup and then pee in the toilet. Cup first, then toilet. I was like, I know the procedure. And this is the grossest part. So if you don't like blood and stuff, then cover your ears for a second. Um, but I sit down because I'm a little lady who likes to sit when she pees. Um, and I position myself, and then I start peeing, and it's not pee mostly. It's very, very dark red. Um, and so I basically just peed like a cup of blood, kind of. It's really gross. It's disgusting. Um, and I was like, okay. And so I fill up the cup, and then yeah, it was so gross. It was disgusting. It's nasty. Um, and then I kept peeing and I kind of emptied out my bladder. And then I know it was wild, wild, wild. And then I just like bring this cup of like blood pee to the nurse, and I'm like, hey, I peed. And he looks at me and he's like, great. And he looks at the cup and he's like, oh. And I was like, yeah, where do I put it? He's like, just leave it on the counter. And I was like, okay. How are you gonna test it? They're like, we'll figure it out. Um, and I give him the cup, and then I go back to my bed and I lay down and I tell Castor what just happened, and he's like, oh, that is gross, man. And I was like, I know. Um, then my doctor comes back in and it's like, hey, we're gonna send you home. We're discharging you. And I was like, really? After that? And they're like, yeah, you're gonna be fine. It'll pass in a day or two. And I was like, I don't know, man. It's been like 2 weeks or something. It's been a while. And they're like, oh, yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Did I feel better? Kind of like a pressure had released, but it wasn't like better. Like I was still in pain, kind of. The morphine hadn't worn off yet, but I was still in pain. And yeah, oh my God, it was wild. Um, and then they discharged me, and I go home, and this was on like a Friday or something. And then um I start feeling the pain again, and on the next day I start feeling the pain again, and I'm like, oh, it's just like so painful, way more painful than it was before. I'm just in a lot of pain, and I like to the point um So I'm sending out many physical letters to my teachers for Christmas. I'm going to break right. Right. Um, this time was the worst. Um, Usually I don't pee any blood. If I do, it's like um, if I do pee blood, it's just like a tiny, tiny, tiny little tint of pink, barely. Most of the time you don't even notice it. Most of the time you don't pee blood. Um, this one was just really, really bad, and so I went back to the ER another day later, um, and they sent me back in, and I had scheduled an appointment with a urologist who's like a pee doctor, um, and uh, then went back to the pee doctor. Oh no, I set a schedule with the pee doctor, and we walk in to the ER, and it's way busier, and so it takes longer. But they get me back into the place, and they give me more pain meds, and excuse me, um, give me more pain meds, and the doctor comes in and it's like, so you were in here a few days ago, and I was like, yeah, and he's like, great, I can go grab your chart and your scan from a few days ago, and I'll take a peek, and see what was going on. Um, he wrote it on the other side. She's a wait. So he's sending out physical letters to teacher for Christmas break, and she's English second language. She wrote it in Hebrew, but you wrote it on the other side of the letter, so it looks like you sent her a blank letter. That's funny. That's kind of funny. That's a little funny. Um, but yes, back to the story. The doctor's like, great, I'm gonna go grab your chart from the other day. I'll look at your scans. We'll see what's going on. Um, yes. Um, Urology is typically a male doctor. They work a lot with the prostate and the urinary tract and, wieners. Um, there are women that go to the urologist for plenty of valid reasons. But I would say it's predominantly a male um, section of medicine, right? Um, so um, yeah. Well, I didn't think that urologist was a urine doctor either. I didn't put that connection together, but then I had to go to one. Anyway, I hadn't. This is before that. Um, the uh, the doctor that was this new doctor that was at the ER, he comes back in with my chart and he's looking at it and he's like, so they sent you home with this? And I was like, um, yeah. He said, listen, you said you have a urologist appointment tomorrow? I said, yeah, tomorrow at 10 a.m. And he was like, okay, if you did not have that appointment, I would be admitting you to the hospital right now. And you would be having surgery later this week. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, that's the only reason I'm not admitting you to the hospital right now is because you said you have an appointment tomorrow. If you had an appointment any later than tomorrow, you'd be in the hospital right now. And I was like, okay. Um, and so he's like, I'm going to prescribe you this medication right here, and a muscle relaxant. And you only get two of the muscle relaxants. You have to take one when this medicine wears off and one tomorrow morning. And I said, okay. And so I go home and, wait until the morning. In the morning, I go to the urologist and I'm going to sneeze. I'm going to sneeze right now. Oh, was that good for you? Was that good for you? Um, I don't know. I always sneeze at least once during every stream. But, um, what was I saying? Yes, I went to the urologist in the morning, and the urologist took a look at the chart again and was like, I actually see a bunch of kidney stones in there. And I was like, please don't tell me that right now. And he's like, okay, well, here's this big one. I see that. He's like, well, if it still hurts in like 2 weeks or something, call me and we'll schedule um, a surgery. And I was dumb and I was like, okay. And so I left and he's like, he's prescribed me a different medication and a different pain med and a different muscle relaxant. That just makes you pee. And he's like, drink a lot of water, and drink only water, and call me if it gets worse. And I was like, okay. Boys know what boys like in order to take care of their wieners. Um, Getting wrapped festive chocolate in bulk is surprisingly cheap. That's unsurprising, actually. Buying a lot of stuff in bulk is way cheaper than people think it is. Um, but yes, yes. He's like, call me if it gets worse. And so I go home and I've got a new pain medication and I'm still in pain and I'm still really not well. I haven't eaten or really drank a whole lot of water in like 5 or 6 days. And I haven't slept in longer than that. And so I remember it was like 3 or 4 days after that I had gone to it's a wild story, but there's even other parts of the story that I'm not telling, like what my professors were doing. Um Yeah. I mean this in an I'm so sorry way, but I'm genuinely grateful that my medical problems aren't the same as yours. I agree. There are very few people in this world that I wish would get a kidney stone, and you're definitely not one of them. Um, Glazing your art professors is an easy way to up your grade, so I'm maxing out the fondness stat. That's smart. Um, but yes, and then I remember this very distinctly. The rest of those days between that were a big bit of a blur, but I do remember this day in particular because my best friend and caster um, called me up and they're like, "Hey, we know you're not feeling well. Do you want to go with us? We're gonna go comic book shopping. Do you want to go out? We'll visit all of our places, and just we can get some comics, and then it's just something to get your mind off of all this." And I was like, you know what? I absolutely want to do that. I just want to get out of the dorm, and so I left with them, and we go, and there's like 3 comic shops in the area, and so we would stop at the first one, which is the closest, and we drove to the next one. And I remember after going to the first one, I go to the bathroom there, and I pee. Um, just as an example of how much I don't want what the fuck happened to you. I used to be wheelchair bound. Like, holy fuck, this is a horror story. Yes, it's wild. I'm sorry that you were wheelchair bound though. That stinks. But this is a like this is the worst it's ever been for me. I've never had a medical story that's worse than this. Um, Kidney stones are awful. They're awful. They're really really painful. Um, but I went to the bathroom there. I had to go pee. And so I go pee, and a tiny, 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 tiny little blood clot I see in the toilet. Like the tiniest little pink thing. And I was like, I called my dad, and I was like, Dad, I think I peed a blood clot. And he's like, okay, great. Give me the number of your doctor. I'm calling them right now. You're having surgery scheduled today, and you are, as soon as possible. I was like, okay. And so I gave him the number, and he calls the doctor, and the doctor calls me and is like, um, we're scheduling this thing, we're figuring it out. And I was like, listen, I'm free anytime, any day. You just talk to my dad and figure out the specifics. Um, and um, so they hang up, call my dad, and then my dad calls me back and it says, okay, this is the date, this is the time, this is where you're going. Um, uh, Here's the address. Um, your mom is going to pick you up and take you there, and your mom is going to drive you home after, and you're not going to school for the rest of that week. And I was like, okay. And so that day comes. My mom picks me up in the morning. It was like 2 days after the comic book trip, and they drive me out to some. It wasn't like the dude the urologist had his own, I guess, private surgery area. Like they did it at a different location. They don't do it at the hospital. They do it somewhere else. Um, and she drives me over there, and this is at the peak of COVID, so like it's like masks only. um Only one person gets to go back, and it's only the person that needs the surgery. And so I'm like high as balls still, because I'm on like 6 different pain meds in the past 20 hours. I still haven't slept. If we were in person, I would hug you and make sure you're okay. Thank you very much. I would have definitely needed it that day. um and they take me back, and yeah, something tells me Lord Gillette doesn't like kidney stones. Just a hunch. I agree. I bet that's true. Um, and they wheel me back. They get me all in the room. They make me change into the weird surgery gown thing, and um, I remember the nurse. I was so dehydrated, ridiculously dehydrated. Um, and so the nurse had to do a hand IV, I'll tell you in a second. The nurse had to do a hand IV because they were going to be moving me around a lot. And so they wanted to make sure that the IV stayed in and all that stuff. And so it's just safer in this type of surgery to have a hand IV instead of like in the elbow. Um, and so, but I was really, really dehydrated. And so my veins were like really, really small. And so he couldn't find my vein. And they did all these techniques. And eventually he just stabbed me and he missed. And so he was digging around in my hand for this vein and he couldn't get it in. And he's like, oh man, I missed. And I was like, I know, I can tell. And so then he tries it again in the same hand and he misses again. And it's like still digging around. And then he calls in another nurse who's this old lady who ended up being my surgery nurse. It was this older lady. And he's like, hey, I can't get this. And she's like, let me give it a try. She tries it on the other hand and she's like, and she gets it on like the first try and she's like, there we go. And so that was in. I still have scars, let me tell you. I still have scars on my hand where that guy was digging around trying to find that vein. I have 2 scars where he poked me both times. Um, and she, they get the IV in and then the anesthesiologist comes in and the anesthesiologist is always separate from the surgeon. So that and requires different paperwork be signed and stuff that basically says, hey, if this goes wild, then we can't be held accountable because you're signing this paper up front saying you would rather risk this bad stuff happening to have this problem go away. And I was like, sure, whatever. Because anesthesia, if you don't know this, anesthesia is an incredibly dangerous profession. There's a lot of things that can go wrong during with anesthesia, and so it's a dangerous drug. It's a dangerous thing to happen. I don't want that to scare anybody. If you're having surgery soon, don't worry about it. It's like 9 times out of 10, it's totally fine. But it's that 1 time out of 10 that they have to make you sign the paperwork for. But she's like, okay. And so she was super sweet. She was very, very nice. And she's like, all right, we're going to just pump you full of the beginning stuff. We're going to give you some of that, some of the medication, and we're going to take you and start rolling you back. And I was like, okay. And I was scared. I was tired. I was like hungry and thirsty. Because you can't eat or drink for like 24 hours before surgery. And they roll me back and they have to like pick me up and lay me down on like the surgery table, and I'm freaking out, and the anesthesiologist is like, all right, we're about to start, are you ready? And I was like, wait, and I look at the older lady and she's like, do you need anything? Is there anything I can do? And I was like, can you can you just hold my hand? And she was like, absolutely. And she grabs my hand and the anesthesiologist says, okay, I want you to count back from 10. And I was like, all right, 10, 9, 8. And then I was gone. And the next thing I remember is I really remember I was like turning my head left and right. And then I woke up and I opened my eyes and I was like in the surgery bed. And the doctor comes in, the surgeon comes in, is my urologist. He comes in and he says, then he's like, he looks at me and he says, okay, here's a photo. Here's a photo that we took of the inside of your bladder, one with the kidney or kidney stone and one without the kidney stone. So you can see that we did the thing that we said we were going to do. And I was like, great. He's like, I took the stone. We're going to send it off. We're going to ship it off and have it tested. We're going to see what type it is so we know what you can do to avoid these in the future. And I was like, fantastic. And then he said, also, I should tell you, there's a string hanging out of your penis. And I was like, what? And he was like, there's a string hanging out of your penis. You had an incredibly large amount of blood clots inside of your kidney, and we want to make sure those drain out. So we put what's called a stent in. And all that is, it's just like a tube. It's just a tube, and it's got a metal ring that locks at the front end of the ureter out just inside of the kidney, and then another ring that locks and feeds into the bladder. And he's like, do not, under any circumstances, pull or tug on that string. And I was like, okay. He said, fantastic. All right. I know you just woke up, but we're gonna get you out of here, and you're gonna come back in 2 weeks. You're gonna come back in 2 weeks, and we're gonna pull that stent out. He said for the next 3 days, you need to drink half a liter, one water bottle every single hour, and you need to pee as soon as you feel the urge. And I was like, okay. And then he walks me out. They roll me out with another nurse. Um, and then I find my mom because I was in like some weird situation. I find my mom and I'm like, okay, I'm done. She's like, great, let's go home. And we go home, and the recovery was really, really easy, really smooth. Um, I just peed a lot of, like he said, a lot of blood clots, which was really weird. There was one that was like huge, massive, and like my penis like farted when it came out, and I giggled and I looked down and I was like, oh, that's disgusting. Okay, back to life, I guess. But I drank like an entire case of water bottles, like a 24 or 30 pack case of water bottles in like 2 days. Um, just me, and I chugged water. And then the weirdest part, um, my penis did fart. It was so weird. Um, the worst part about having the stent in was how awkward it felt, like in my body. So I remember like sitting down was kind of painful in a way, put it because the way it would put pressure on it in a certain way felt weird. And my friends bring up this quote all the time. Um, boy plus queef equal beef? Question. Um, Maybe that's what it's called. But I would sit down really weird, and my friends have this quote that they love to bring up. I was sitting in my. I used to do a lot of improv. I was in an improv group. I know I'm like quirky and weird theater kid. I'm not really. I mean, I guess I am a theater kid, but I don't feel like I'm one of the weird ones. Anyway, so I went to one of their practices because I just wanted like to not be in my room alone. Um, and I sat down, and they said something that was so funny, and I was laughing really hard, and they're like, Taylor like really thought that was funny. And I was like, yeah, I thought that was so funny that I said I was laughing so hard my dick hurts. And then everybody busted out laughing. Um and then yeah, then I had to go get it pulled out. And that process was exactly as awful as you might imagine. Um I walked in, and he was like, "How you doing?" I was like, "Good." He's like, "What color is your urine?" And I was like, "Clear." And he was like, "Any more clots?" I was like, "Not since 3 or 4 days ago." He's like, "Fantastic. Okay, we're gonna get this done." He said, "Pull down your pants." And I said, "This is literally the exchange we had." He said, "Pull down your pants." And I said, "You're not gonna take me out to dinner first?" And then he goes, "That's very funny. Pull down your pants." And I was like, "Okay." And so I pulled down my pants, and then I lay down, and um, he's like, okay, this is gonna hurt. And I was like, all right. He's like, take a deep breath. And I was like, okay. And I go, and as I breathe out, he just starts ripping me like a Beyblade. He's just yanking on it, and it keeps going, and it keeps going, and it's like the fucking. You ever seen like when a clown has those handkerchiefs and he's yanking it out of his sleeve, and they just keep going, and it does not stop. That's that's what it felt like. And after what felt like a minute of him yanking on me, but was probably like just a second or two, um, he was done. He was like, okay, all right. And then he threw it away. And then I was like, okay. And then he leaves. And he leaves, and he leaves the door wide open. So I'm just sitting there. Um, I was sitting there clutching my jewels and, and with the door wide open. And then my parents are fully down, underwear fully down. I'm just sitting there holding my jewels. After a minute, I realize the door is open, and I yank my pants back up, and I stand up and I get out. And he's like, all right, well, whenever you're ready, you can leave. And I was like, okay. And so I do, and just go home with everything but my dignity. So, you were the reverse clown car all along. Yeah, I was. I was. Um, yeah, it was, and that's it. That's my most painful kidney stone story. And I think I had one run, really, really, really tiny one later in that year, that took maybe like 10 minutes before it passed. And it was the easiest thing I'd ever done. And then since then, I've only had one more. since that one that I just said. And that one was really easy as well. This one's probably been the most stubborn out of all of them. Um, so yeah, it's been wild. It's been a wild ride. But this one doesn't hurt a whole lot. It just like won't go away. Like it won't leave. Like I don't want you in me anymore. That's what she said. But yeah, that's my wild kidney stone story. Um, yeah. Oh, don't worry, Guilford. I'm okay. I'm a big boy. I'm fine. I've been dealing with this for a really long time. I've got fantastic medications. Um, this one's just being a little stubborn, and they can be that way sometimes. Um, but I'd rather have this than have that again. I mean, to be completely fair, I'd rather have nothing. But if I'm choosing between this and that, I choose this. Um, this one's just a little uncomfortable, but all of my girlfriends say that I'm probably the closest that most boys get to really experiencing like period cramps and like stuff like that and childbirth because think about it, like I had blood coming out of my and I had a string hanging out of there for like a week, and I had the cramps and I had the pain and all that stuff. And so it's just a funny little inside joke that we like to talk about. But yeah. Yeah, my dick got Beybladed. I'm surprised I didn't start spinning around the table at top speeds. It's so stupid. Um, but yeah, that's my story. I'm gonna put that stupid thing beneath me so I can be on top of it. Like that. Um, yeah, that's it. That's what happened. Um, Sorry, I have a yawn. A little yawn. I'm a tired little boy. Tired little guy. Um, but it's a wild ride, but it's okay. I am strong. I'm very strong. And I'm gonna be okay because I refuse to be anything but. But yeah. So thank you. I know it's a harrowing story, awful to experience, really fun to tell. You make me feel better about my mobility problems, so there's that. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that I can help with that. Um, so Femboy comforts you after you pass a kidney stone audio win. Next month. That's happening. Um, that's goofy. That's a really fun idea, though. I'm probably gonna do that one. I'm gonna steal that. Is it okay if I steal that? I'm gonna steal that. You mentioned it, and I might actually do it. So, um, yeah. You're not really a femboy unless you've had 10 kidney stones. But yeah, since that big one, really, but since a little bit before that, I've kind of changed my diet a lot, and that helped. Um, so I don't like I used to have a lot of like cheeses and stuff. So I've kind of cut those out. Um, and I drink only water and like Gatorade. I don't drink a whole lot of sodas, nothing that could potentially clog up my kidneys. Is that before or after the dartboard audio? Ooh, dartboard audio might never happen, but we'll see. Wink, wink, wonk, wink. Which one looks better, wink or a wonk? I think wonk looks better. Neither of them look great. The blinking on my model aren't the best because my eyeliner like like it like I don't know, like it's covered by my like clips into my face. You know, wonk. I can't smile though. Hmm. What did you miss? The rest of the story. Um, you missed me getting yanked by like a Beyblade. Um, you just shat so hard your nose cleared up. Thanks for sharing. Glad to have been a part of it. Um, so yeah. Any other questions? Any other questions, comments, concerns, complaints? Um, kind regards. Um, yeah. It's wild. It's wild. Y'all are goofballs. You tiny little goofballs. Do I get to keep the stones if I pass them myself? Yes. Um, if I do it at home, yes. Um, sometimes I'll keep them and take a picture of them and like or like show my friends and be like, look at my new child. um, Castor says he really wants one. I promised him that the next time I pass one, he gets to keep it because he really wants it for some reason. And I'm like, you know what, man? For you, I'll do that. How does it feel to be a Flintstones character? Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Um, if you get punches really hard from the front and the back, could the stones be obliterated? Potentially, maybe. Um, one of the things that they'll do if they don't do the surgery that they did with me, I had a ureteroscopy. Um, listen, we don't need to talk about what Castor's reposting, okay? Castor can repost what Castor wants to repost. Um, yeah, that's what the first doctor tried. um, one of the things that they'll do if they don't do the ureteroscopy, which is for me, do you guys want to know? I'm going to tell you anyway. What they did for me is they stick this camera in this like robotic arm. No, shut up. You're funny. Um, the the doctors they stick this like robotic arm, this really thin robotic arm with a camera in there, and then they find the stone, and then they take this laser and they point the laser at the stone, and then they shoot it, and they shoot the laser, and then they flush it full of water, um, and they drain it out. And that's what a ureteroscopy does. But the other thing that they can do is they can take an ultrasound, so like the same thing that they use to see babies, but like turned up to like 11. Um, and um, they'll point it at the stone, and then the vibrations will break up the stone. It'll like shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, and then break it up. And so one of the things that I do is I have a massage gun, and so if I feel like it's getting too painful or I feel like it's stuck, I did this yesterday, and since I'm feeling pain today, I might do it again. But I'll take that massage gun and I'll just put it like vaguely where I think the kidney stone might be, and I'll just like turn it up to the highest setting and just like pound it and just wham and hope that the vibrations either break it up or jiggle it a little lower or help shake it around to kind of see if it'll move. But the best thing that I do and the best thing that you should do if you ever get a kidney stone is just drink a lot of water. Just drink as much water as you think you can. I'm already like I drink a lot of water, like I'm a thirsty boy. Um, but just drink a lot of water, like way too much. More like legitimately, there can be almost no too much water unless you're drowning. Like just drink a lot of water, and it helps flush out your system. Um, sorry, we have laser technology to destroy stones, and we use them for piss rocks. um, yeah, that's funny. Um, but yeah, so, but if I pass them myself at home, I get to keep them. If I pass them in a hospital, the doctor keeps them and they test it and they see what it is and then they log it or whatever. Um, so yeah, my big thing is I just when I'm not passing a kidney stone, I need to be drinking more lemon, like more acidic, like lemonade, limeade, anything that's got sort of some sort of acidity to it, because that can actually help break down uh the rocks, the little stones. Collect all the Pissfinity rocks. That's goofy. Um, did the doctor who wanted a sandwich leave because he was hungry or because you're stinky? I'm gonna be real. I was probably very stinky that day. I hadn't showered in like a little while. I took like a weird bath, like an Epsom salt bath to try and help with the pain, but I hadn't showered, like really showered in like a week at that point, so I probably was really stinky. But I'm not stinky now because I'm a good boy who washes himself and cleans himself. I took a shower today. I'm smelling nice today. Um, yeah, you kind of get really stinky when you have major medical issues. Yeah, you're totally right, Gilly. That day is every day. No, it is not. It is not. I smell wonderful today. I smell like eucalyptus and spearmint. That's my favorite. That's the scent of my bar, my like soap bar. I use eucalyptus and spearmint. Um, yeah, kidneys. We were talking about kidney stones today. So you missed it. You missed my whole big story, Sextius. But hey, welcome back. Nice to see you. Um, I'm not a grimy boyo. What's with y'all's fixation on calling me gross? I'm not gross. I'm clean. I'm cleanly. I'm lovely. I'm fantastic. And I am gonna drink a little bit of water right now because I got a kidney stone. Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna hydrate. Gonna hydrate. Yeah, yummy. Let's see. When I was bedridden and had leg surgery, I didn't bathe for like 2 weeks and I felt awful. When I gained the ability to stand, I felt reborn in the shower. That's pretty much it. Yeah. Um, let's see. The cat boy. The cat boy immediately re-enters my body when Sextius is here. Yeah, me too. Well, actually, I'm always a cat boy, but is this the one who tweeted about femboy cocks being slimy and smelly? Listen, listen. That's different. That's different. Okay, don't go around telling people my secrets. Okay. Missed Kino by 15. No, he missed Kino by like an hour. Baby, it's been an hour since Kino was here. Oh, you poor baby. Let's see. We're the same person. That's why we're never in the same room. That'd be hilarious. It's like, like I'm not Batman, but you've never seen me and Batman in the same room at the same time. I'm a stinky piss pee pee boy. Actually, I am not a stinky piss pee pee boy. I'm not. Okay, I'm just not. Time flies when you're horny. Yes, it does, and I'm glad that I make you horny enough to make time fly. I'm out of water. That's a problem. I'm gonna have to grab more water later. Sorry, my model just turned up. I was looking around my room. Wait, I think I had a genius idea. What? What's your genius idea? You're a pretty lovable kitten who deserves snugs and tummy rubs. Yes, I do. I feel like the kidney stones make you a piss master. 100%. I am the master of piss. I am the master of piss. You know that dog that they'll put that photo of a dog up and then he's like piss. You know what I mean? It's like piss. That makes me laugh. I'm a stinky boy. I am so stinky. It's actually crazy. Who said that? Why is that in quotes? I didn't say that. Did I? Did I not say that? I didn't say that. You have no proof that I said that. Nope. Oh my god. Fuck you. Fuck you. You got me. You suck. I'm not. I'm not. I did. He got me. He duped me. I have been tricked. I have been bamboozled. Someone's getting time out for that one. Sorry. I don't make the rules. That's just how it is. See you in 600 seconds. At least my favorite piss influencer. I think I'm. How many piss influencers do you follow, Gilly? Gilly, how many do you follow? Gilly, you need to tell me. Gilly, how many piss influencers are you following, and why? I swear, if it's any less than, any more than one, do you have something that you need to tell us, Gilly? Gilly, are you? Gilly, do you have? Gilly. Oh, silly boy. Hold up, I'm gonna untime out Potatoes Man because I'm too nice. Let's see. Community. I might not be able to. Block determined phrases. What would these expire? What? Sorry, I'm looking at stuff. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to really. I should have given you more of a chance to defend yourself, Potatoes Man. Um, it's okay. You'll be back in a few minutes if you hang out. And I promise I'll be really excited when you come back. Mm. Do 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 do. Yeah, I'm looking. I don't see a way to undo that. I'm really sorry. I didn't really mean to do it. Um. Hmm. Okay. Well, please hang out. I miss you. I miss you already. Honestly, I miss you. I'm so needy. I'm too needy. Can if I like click on? No, I can't. I can't fix it. Okay. I'm sorry. Um. Gilly says I'm actually very famous in the kidney stone section of the internet. Yeah. Well, I don't believe you. I think you've got something else. I think you got something else. Um. Oh, sweet kitty. I know. I'm too nice. I'm too nice. I don't like to ban people. Poe deserved. He might have. He might have. But I'm too nice. You get potato mouth kisses. Good. Good. He deserves a couple. I might give him a couple when he gets back. Catboy oopsie. Yeah, that was a little bit of an oopsie poopsie. Don't apologize for my use of power. Listen, I know I'm a dictator and that I kind of control all of my chat, but sometimes I just feel bad. I'm too nice. I just want everybody to have a good time, and I know that chatting is really fun, but I think it's kind of funny when I ban people for things, but I don't think it's funny enough to outbalance the fun of someone chatting. Dictator. That's really good. That's actually really good. That's hilarious. That's really good. Hold on, I gotta blow my nose. No, fuck, I got a tissue. I'm a gross little guy who's got all sorts of liquids in his body. Let's see. Look, all I'm saying is cat boys and dog boys would just sit around all day having drooly boy smooches. Listen, I want that so bad. So bad, you don't even know. Zeus is depicted as abusing his power because that's what kings do. Are you a king or a mouse? A true cat knows the answer. Um, hmm. King, mouse. Hmm. The true question is, are any of you? Because as we all know, anyone in a Catboy VTuber's comment sections probably a bottom. But let's see. You're a pretty princess with a needy, twitchy scepter, of course. Yeah, yes, I am. I'm a pretty little princess. I'm the prettiest princess. I'm the prettiest princess at the party. I'm trying to be quiet. I don't want to yell for really. Because my nephew is sleeping. Sleeping little guy. Um, oh man. Yeah, I'm a pretty princess. I'm the prettiest princess. I still miss Potatoes. I miss him. I hope he's still here. I hope he's still here. I feel him. I feel it in my soul. I think he's here. Did he send me my potato picture today? He messaged me on Twitter. Oh man. He said, "Tell Gilly he's stinky for saying that you deserved it." Well, Gilly, Potato says you're stinky. A 14th century German duke. We've been over this. I know. I just, you know. But it's nice to know that Potatoes is still with us. Nice to hear. What's going on over on my Twitter? Caster's liking all my posts. I wonder if Caster's here. Caster, are you here? Are you here? Are you watching? You should. You should tune in. Actually, he might be at work. What's today? What day of the week is today? Today's a Thursday. I think he's at work. Um, let's see. I'm skipping this song. I'm skipping this song. We'll find a good one. Nah. Ooh, I like this one. Um, I don't think Castor's here. Castor doesn't usually tune into streams. He's not a stream person. We've talked about this before. I asked him if he wanted to be a moderator for my stream as well as a moderator for my Discord, and he was like, "No, I don't like watching streams. It's like the worst thing in the world." And I'm like, "Well, thanks, man. I guess." He just doesn't like to sit in one place. He's very like OCD. He has to move around. Um, so, yeah. So, let's see. You took a bath after work, so I don't believe it. I don't believe you. A stinky little piss boy like you. Probably doesn't take any baths after work. Probably just sits in his stinky little piss boy self. I love Phoenix Wright. I might play the third one on stream. I've been thinking about other games I want to play on stream. Are there types of games that you guys would be interested in watching me play? And don't say not safe for work ones, because I can't hear. I can in the other place, but I can't hear. Let's see. I'm mostly a Discord doggo, but I've been doing some streams with friends. That's fantastic. I don't like baths because I'm a shower guy. Sure. You can keep telling everyone that, but we know the truth. We know the truth. But yeah, are there any... Ooh! Inch. Any games in particular, types of games, specific games, that you guys would, watch or be interested in me playing for extended periods? Because I'm kind of just playing through games that I enjoy or I think I'll enjoy. But I realize that, like, it might not be super interesting for everybody, and I'm open to trying a few things here and there. It's a funny little cute little song. Let's do that. Let's see. Phoenix Wright is my favorite neurodivergent suit. Yeah, he's great. I just like to be naked and covered in water. I like to be naked and covered in other fluids. I will not expound on that. I'd be down for any RPG and strategy game. I'd love to see you play Professor Layton, though. Okay, that's interesting. I do love RPGs. Let's see. I haven't played any of the new Fire Emblem games, and I've been wanting to play those. I love, like, turn-based strategy games. I'm playing through Triangle Strategy right now, which is, I think I talked about that last night, maybe. I'm playing through Triangle Strategy right now, which is like Game of Thrones meets Fire Emblem. It's super fun. But it's not a particularly good game to stream because it's mostly just watching, like, it's like watching scenes, right? So you watch these scenes and then make decisions and stuff. The decision making part isn't super prevalent, but the combat is like a turn-based strategy, like very similar to Fire Emblem. But it's got its own like fun little twists, and it's not permadeath, which I like because I don't like permadeath. I'm a huge Layton guy. I've never played any of the Professor Layton games before. I'm down to try one if I can find one on Steam or the Nintendo Switch or something. Because those are the only places I could do it. I mean, I guess I could emulate it on the DS, but I don't know how much I want to do emulation versus that. At least right now, it's really complicated and annoying for me. I'm a massive Fire Emblem guy. I know most of them like the back of my hand. I'm at least familiar with each of them. That's great. I'm playing Generation Zero on 2 different streams. I'm gonna sneeze again. Was that good for you? Did you enjoy that? I've been playing Generation Zero on 2 different streams with my friends. It's super duper fun. Generation Zero. What is that? Is that Generation Zero? What is that? What is this? I've never played that before. You can't fucking see any of that. You can't see jack shit. Never mind. I'll just pull it back over here. I'll look at it myself. Open world action game. Huh. What's it play like? Thank you. Thank you for the bless yous. I think you should play Hentai versus Furries. Is that the one on the Switch? Oh, good. You're back from the dead. Also, hi, Potatoes Man. I love you. Nice to see you. And all the funny Fire Emblem strats. That's fun. Bless you, Gateway. Thank you very much. 1980s Sweden fighting robots. That's kind of dope. I'll check it out. I'm enough to be aware of the community memes. I'm not. I'm nowhere near deep enough. I played most of the first or second Fire Emblem. The one with Roy. Is that Fire Emblem 1 or 2? But I played that one a lot. And I should play Half-Life 2. I might. I'm not huge on Half-Life. I don't know. The engine's really interesting, and I know that the community loves it a lot. But Half-Life is also great. Maybe I will play it. Let me say play 1 before 2 because 1 is very fun to watch. 1 is memed on way more to do its lighter tone. Let's see, and then Sexiest is still talking about the other one. It's a really nice running gun with some fast-paced action and a lot of cool atmosphere. Definitely most fun with a friend. Okay, I'll look at that one. Even if I don't play it on stream, I might just check it out for funsies with my friend. Roy's from Fire Emblem 6. Okay, I played that one a lot. I don't know what that one was on, if that one was on the GameCube or if that one was on the SNES or whatever. But gives you a deep drooly kiss and wiggles our little bulges together. Sexiest, you need to calm down. You need to calm down. You are so horny. I promised I'd do this. That's fair. That's fair. Why'd you have to surprise me like that? Listen, my chat is too horny. I have too horny of a chat. Goodness gracious. I'm a good boy. I always keep my word. I'm also a good boy who also keeps his word. Like giving the potatoes man a little kiss. Mwah. Mwah. The GBA games are Binding Blade, who has Roy, Blazing Sword, who has Ellawood, and Sacred Stones, follows Ephraim and Erica. I think I've played Binding Blade and Sacred Stones partway through. I never finished them because I used to play on an emulator on my phone. And that was back when I had a different job, where I was doing a lot of I used to be an audio engineer. I was, and so a lot of my job would be sitting down and monitoring and not really doing a whole lot of touching things for like panels and stuff. And so I would just get on my phone, or I was a light coordinator for a while at that same job, which is even easier. Then I would just open up my phone and play whatever game I was playing. And so for a really long time, it was Chrono Trigger, and I got really close to beating that. But in between Chrono Trigger and another game, and the other game was Fire Emblem, and I was playing through Fire Emblem games. And yeah, played a bunch of those games together. Should I take the kidney stone off? Should I take the kidney stone off the screen, or the kidneys? Or should I leave them? Should I leave them and make people wonder? Make people wonder what's going on? It feels like a good pull. Feels like a good pull, like a good reason for people to show up. Oh, hey, Asteroid. Nice to see you back. I'm so glad you made it back. Nice to see you. Need more cat bladder. That's why I stayed. This is for the kidneys. That's funny. Make it permanent. Make it stay forever. Fire Emblem's mega based. I really can just tell you anything you want about the older games. Yes, make it permanent. I should, for my next set of emotes, I should do something kidney related or kidney stone related. I already have an idea for a couple of the other ones, but I need a big one, like the dodgeball one. It's a meme. By older, I mean 3DS and before. Cool, great. With a very tiny photo of a potato. I'll think about it. But let's see, crying kidney emote. Ouch, my back. I'm sitting up really weird. What were we talking about? Oh yes, video games. Things that you want me to play. Fire Emblem. I'm very interested in playing some of the Fire Emblem games. I'd probably do one of the newer ones, like Three Houses, or whatever the newest one that came out after that was. That was like basically very similar. I love strategy games. I adore them. I'm huge into Frostpunk. I used to stream Frostpunk a lot. I streamed Frostpunk and Overwatch because that's really all I had. But I might stream some more. When Frostpunk 2 comes out, Lord help you guys. That is all I'm going to be playing for like weeks. It's just Frostpunk 2. Um, then there's a couple other games. On the other side, Cloud Meadow. Okay, I'll check that one out. Is it on Steam or something? Let me see. Let me see. Go to the internet. Internet, answer my. What the fuck? What the fuck is happening? What is good? I just entered Steam, like the big picture mode. Let me out. Oh my god, that was terrifying. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, Cloud Meadow. Oh, I have seen that. I've seen that while browsing around. Okay, I'll look at that one. That's like I think that's on my wish list. Um, mhm, mhm. Engage is a little boring, and it's mainly carried by self-referencing and fan service. So don't play down too soon to the discography. 3H is kind of a flawed, beautiful mess where it has amazing characters and above average story, but the gameplay can be very easily broken in half. And that's no fun. There's other games. I might play some XCOM. I have XCOM 2, like the full package XCOM 2. It's really, really hard. I'm not good at it either. Let's see. Let's see what else I've got. Like just on my Steam, we can talk about and see what you guys would be interested. Pull this over here. Oop, hold up. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. I gotta fix this. Hold real quick. Real quick. Real quick. I'm gonna fix this. Um. Do 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 do. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. That's the wrong one. Nope. That's the. Hold up. I'll go back to this one. Um. You have definitely whacked to the Cloud Meadow animation viewer now that I'm thinking about it. That's funny. Crusader Kings 3. What is that? Crusader Kings 3. That sounds fun. Oh, it's like a strategy, like a real-time strategy game. Oh, no, it's like a Civ builder. Civ Sim. That's fun. That's fun. I have a couple here. I'll list off. There's a few games that I want to talk about. Pop this up here. Do some filters. I'm gonna test this filter out real quick. Okay, cool. That's good. Right and left. Cool. I just don't want you guys seeing my Steam friend name. No offense to you guys, but I don't need none of that in my life. Cool. Do that. I'll move over to this one. Hold up. Hold up. Sorry, I wanted to get rid of that sword because we're not doing sword stuff right now. Bonk. Here. That's good. That's good. That's good enough. I'm gonna pull back my chat. I've read a whole bunch. Crusader Kings 3 is a game a coworker of mine plays, and I talk to him every other time. And every time I talk about other games, he just goes, "But I already play a video game." This is the only video game. A kiss on the cheek. One kiss on the cheek, or I post the "I'm a stinky boy" clip on Twitter. Tater tot in the void. I refuse to negotiate with terrorists. I refuse to negotiate with terrorists. Do your worst. Do your worst. RPG. It's a big RPG strat game. You will play your character and play as their whole family line through the years. Lots of freedoms. You can be a beautiful gay cannibal who seduces the Pope and eats the Prophet Muhammad. And then the next is, ooh, winter sale. Domestic terrorism is based. Admit it. It is not based. Domestic terrorism is not based. I will not. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Okay. So we'll go to my library real quick and I'll show you guys what I've got. Let's see. So I have bam, you can see over here. I got Among Us, I got Apex, I have Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Beholder. Blink. For real, I whacked a Kino playing Insurgency. That's how based it is. um it said it for some reason it said kiss you was the modded term for some reason, which is a weird one to mod instead of weenie. I don't know. I have Among Us. I used to play that in college a lot. I have Apex, which I play with my friends. I have Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Beholder, Black Desert, which I played for a little bit. I don't play a whole lot of it. Blasphemous, which I love. It's very fun. I'm a big Metroidvania fan too, if you guys are interested in any of those kinds of games. Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel. I have Control. I have Crisis Core, the Final Fantasy VII game. Um, Cry of Fear. Oh, yes, that was that game that you guys told me about the other week. I have Crypt of the Necrodancer. I have Darksiders, Dead Space 2 and Dead Space 1, 2, and 3 all the way through. Um, Destiny 2, Don't Starve Together. I used to play that with a friend or two. The Epic Games Launcher, blah. Fallout New Vegas. I have Fear and Hunger. Frostpunk, which I play daily almost. Guacamelee. Have a Nice Death, which is a super duper fun. It came out really recently. If you haven't seen it, um, but I think it got nominated. Oh yeah, it did. It says right here, nominated for outstanding visual style. I don't think it won it, but it is fantastic. It's so fun. It's like a what is it? What do you call it? A roguelike. It's a roguelike Metroidvania-ish style, and you play as Death, who gets bogged down by the corporate version of like the afterlife, and then you're trying to like reinstate your power as the ultimate like death, right? So you go down and you fight all of the different like like leaders that have like basically tried to usurp you. It's super cute. It's really adorable. It's got a great style and it's got fantastic. It's very like Hollow Knight inspired, which I also have Hollow Knight by the way. Um and it's fantastic. It's fantastic. I have Kingdom Hearts on the this isn't on Steam. This is just my Epic um version, but I just put it on here so I could click it. I have Life is Strange, which is currently downloaded. I haven't played any of it yet. Um let's see. My Friend Pedro, which is kind of fun. I played that through a while ago. It's just a little goofy thing that I liked. I really enjoyed the art, and so I wanted to support the game. Um, and then I played it. It's very fun. It's a really short game, and it's super like speed runny, which I'm not great about. Um, I've Outlast 2, terrifying, fantastic. Um, Fantasy Star Online 2, which I played with a friend, but then they were playing on console, and for some reason the console had required like a huge update, and the game turned out to be like massive, and so he couldn't keep it on his console. Pizza Tower. I really just wanted to support it. I haven't played it for more than, yeah, you can see I've only played it for about 75 minutes. But I love it. It's very fun. I love the unique style. I've never finished it though. I have Planet Side 2, I think. Maybe not. That might be from my friend. I have Project Zomboid, which is super fun. I love zombie games, or zombie stories and movies and stuff. And so I picked it up. It's probably the most realistic zombie game ever. Um, Scarlet Nexus. I played a little bit on stream a long time ago. Shadowrun Returns, which is kind of like Baldur's Gate ish. Shadows of Forbidden Gods. I don't know if anyone's fucking seen this game before. It's like a um hmm how do I explain it? It's like a Civ sim, but you play as an eldritch god who's trying to reclaim his power in a fantasy world. It's really complicated. It's super interesting. I picked it up, and it's an indie game made by like one guy. It's got a fun sense of style. It's really fun. Um, I have Civ 3 and Civ 5. Stardew Valley, Street Fighter 6, which I haven't played in a very long time. Tales Noir, which I'm making a video about. It's really, really interesting, and I'm not going to tell you anything about it. I'm just going to make the video on it. This War of Mine, which is by the developers of Frostpunk. This is the game that I'm turning down the music. Um, this is the game that they made right before they made Frostpunk. It was This War of Mine. It's a game about war and trying to survive in a war-torn country. I have Rainbow Six. Actually, I don't. My friend does. Then Tomb Raider and Tomb Raider Anniversary. This is the remake, and this is the classic. Undertale, V Bridger, V Roid Studio. That's all my stuff for VTubing. Warframe, and then Witcher 1, 2, 3, and XCOM 2. That's all my games. My Street Fighter girly, I was until I got fucking mad as shit. I used to play it with my friend. We would play. I played JP, and so he would get really mad at me because I was crazy good. I'm like Diamond 5 with JP. Um, but I stopped playing it when he stopped wanting to play it because he got too mad at me. He would get mad because I would kick his ass. But now we play on the PlayStation. We play Guilty Gear, and now he kicks my ass and I get mad. So I feel like it's a fair trade-off, you know. Um, let's see. It's got Shadows over Loathing. Oh, that's supposed to be really fun. That's the goofy, funny Stickman game, right? I'm gonna move back up chat a little bit. Thoughts on Dead Rising? I've never played it. Um, is that? I'm thinking of Dead Island. Oh my god, I'm denying that one. um, I used to be in the Blaze Blue comp scene and ended up playing Guilty Gear instead when Strive came out. That's fun. Um, I used to play Ultimate a lot. I used to play Smash Bros. Ultimate. I was incredibly good at Smash Bros. Ultimate. Um, and um, I played it every day, every single day. I played it. Um, and oh, that's my fucking. Sorry, that's my screen. Um, but yes. Oh, I played Smash Bros. Every day. I was really good at it. I've been thinking about picking it back up, but I really only played to play in comp. And there's no competitions near me, and so I don't know. I just haven't decided what to do. Um, and I played Little Mac. I played Little Mac. I played Sephiroth, and I played Sora, and those were my three. I was fucking disgusting with Little Mac. Disgusting. I'm talking won a couple of tournaments with Little Mac at college. Um, I was known as like the Little Mac guy on campus, which is really fun. I do miss that. Um, but it's been a long time since I played it, and I don't know how well I would do in the competitive scene these days because the meta's changed. You guys trying to flirt to each other in my chat? Um, I used to destroy my friends when we would smash on the bad. Me too, bro. Me too. I used to go to tournaments for BB. That's how much of a sweat I was. Oh yeah, I was sweaty at Smash Bros. I remember there was a point in my life when um, the fucking I would come back to my dorm room every day after class, and me and one friend would just sit and play Smash Bros for like fucking hours at a time, and we would just practice and practice and practice and practice and practice, um, over and over and over and over and over again, and just to get ready for these tournaments. And then we would go to the tournaments, and I would get knocked out, and I would get so sad because I really wanted to play Little Mac, but Little Mac's meta is so bad. Um, and so I remember there was one tournament that I got knocked out really early because some guy just uh he just zoned me with like a Zelda because I beat him the first match, and this was the guy that I beat in the finals of another championship and like won. Um but the tournament um in this tournament he remembered me, and so he played Dr. Mario for the first one and I kicked his ass. And then he played Zelda and kicked my ass two times in a row, and I went back home and cried because I was so sad. um, Slayer was my main on XRD. So I just wanted to be in the based in the funny LGBT fighting game. Yeah. Um, right now I play in Strive. I'm gonna fix my fucking camera. Mwah. In Strive right now, I play um Bridget, and Nagoriyuki. I like big sword guy. Um, but yeah, yeah, I've been trying to play Bridget, but my best friend that I play with just got the new character who's like the death metal singer and stuff. Um, and is fucking Of course I play Bridget. Yeah. You had a problem with it? Do you have a problem with me playing Bridget, the cute little girly character? Um, Listen, the town is inside me and everyone's voice. Um, but it was good. No, he got the new character, kicked my ass, wiped the floor with me, absolutely, just blew me. Or um, anyway, um, yeah, just destroyed me, and it made me so mad. I feel bad. I feel so bad because I got so mad at him. Oh my god, I felt so bad. I got so mad at him. I was so mad at him. He didn't deserve it, but it was just funny. Um, yeah, Alfiette is just yeah, yeah. She's rough. She's rough right now. He likes her because he likes he loves death metal and he thinks it's hilarious and he likes cute like girls that sing death metal. He likes baby metal kind of stuff, that vibe of girls. Um, Absolutely blew me. Oh gosh, I can too. Well, good to know. I'll keep you in my back pocket. Um, it's wild, totally wild. Yeah, it's a good time though. Good times. I can't wait to play with him again. I'm actually going to. It's my best friend. It's that guy who's a bachelor party I'm going to tomorrow. Um, so yeah. I think she generally has the best track and Strive. Extras is so good. She does have all the music and Strive is really good. I'm a dumb dog. This is why you keep me around, Todd. I don't keep you around because you're dumb. I keep you around because I like you. I don't think you're dumb. None of my viewers are dumb. I mean, like they're bimbos, but they're not dumb, you know? Let's keep this song. It's a good song, I think. Um, yeah. Yeah. Oh, shucks, trying to butter me up. Not trying to, succeeding at. Every track in GG is S tier compared to other fighting games. Yeah, I agree. I will say the music in those games is phenomenal. It's just it's the sense of style in Guilty Gear is really a step above the rest. Um, it's really well done. You can tell that there's a lot of love for the community and for the story that they're telling and the characters that they create. You can tell that they really love it. It's great. It's great. It's a great game. Got something in my eyeball. Something in my eyeball. It's making my eyeball hurt. Um, uh, there's a reason why the joke is the fact that Daisuke releases a free game with each of his albums. That's funny. That's hilarious. Um, yeah, it's really good. The sense of style is unmatched, really, in fighting games. There are a lot of games that get close to it, but that one really is on top. Street Fighter does a really good job, has a really good sense of style, but I think they've moved towards, well, for a little while they were moving towards like pseudo realism, and right now the graphics are really good, which is fantastic. But they've sort of brought back that sense of style, like what made Street Fighter so unique in the alpha days after Street Fighter 3 alpha, or 2 alpha, whatever it was. Back in those days, what made it so unique was like the crazy characters and the interesting art style and the parry system, which I'm so glad they brought back. Um, and Street Fighter 6 is fantastic. It's definitely a step above Street Fighter 5 in terms of style and overall um competency of the game design. Especially with the new character creation system and the world tour stuff. That's really fun. Um, but yeah, Street Fighter 6 is really good. I was really in the fighting game scene for a while. I thought I was gonna maybe become a fighting game streamer, but that's just not really exactly where I ended up, you know? Um, but all I know about Street Fighter is that one clip of the guy doing perfect parries and winning Evo in Third Strike. Yes, that's the big one. That is the big one. Um, what is it, Evo in 2006 or something. But yeah, that's wild. It's stuff like that that's really really fun about the fighting game communities. You can just have crazy moments where everybody's kind of like freaking the fuck out all together, you know. Um, but it's really 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 fun. Street Fighter 6 is really fun, even though like I got mad at it. I used to get like genuinely mad to the point where I was like just in a bad headspace. And so that's why I kind of stopped playing it, is because I didn't want to get mad like that anymore. Games are supposed to make me fun and make me feel happy, and it's supposed to be fun. Um, I was 4 when that happened, and I still saw it years later and was hyped. Yeah, it is easily one of the coolest moments in esports history, one of the biggest moments in esports history by far. Um, but yeah, oh man, they must be over there whispering and texting to each other or something because they're not in chat anymore. That's super cute. Look at me setting people up, getting together, and they're dating now. They're both dating and kissing. Those boys are kissing. Um, but yeah. Um, let's see. Kingdom Hearts. I totally play more Kingdom Hearts on stream, but the problem is I've beaten all of those games so many times, except for Kingdom Hearts 3. I've only played Kingdom Hearts 3 through once. I 100% complete the game, so I've, done fucking everything. Um, but I have yet to play it again. Um, but 1 and 2, I've done a couple streams of way back in the day. I did streams of a randomizer run. I have modded KH2 on my PC, and so I play. Um, yes, we are being cuties. I knew it. Boys will be boys. Of course they are. Always going to be boys. They're always boys. Boys are always boys will be boys. Boys are gonna be boys, and if the boys are gay, then they're my boys. They're having sex while we're talking about cool shit. He's trying to slide in my DMs, but I'm like, okay, cool, but let's watch Tot now. Yeah, absolutely. Y'all can DM each other if you want, but outside of stream hours. Only you can only kiss during my stream. You can't do anything more during my stream. And if I find out one of you boys has been doing something naughty during my stream, ooh, I'm gonna get mad. Um, um, he's making me look so lewd. You are lewd. Out of everybody in my chat, you are the lewdest, sexiest. You're an innocent puppy. Oh, it's funny that you think that. It's adorable that you think that. Who say cat boys can't be gamers? I am a gamer. I am the gamer. Um, let's see. But yeah, I might do another randomizer run again on Kingdom Hearts 2. Because I've played through Kingdom Hearts 2 so many times, like unless I'm doing maybe a speed run. I did set up some speed run stuff for it as well at some point. So maybe I'll do a speed run of KH2. It's been a while since I've attempted one. Um, I did a speed run of KH1 way back in the day. Didn't get a great time, and I didn't post on the leaderboards because I ended up having to do it segmented because I ran out of time. But um, so wait, if we do kiss, do we need to edge his punishment? No, no. Anyway, I'm a sweet little wiggly little boy. So cute. Guys, how do I get rid of that grime and stank in the crevice right between my balls and my inner thigh? Honey, wash it. Honey, scrub it. Or alternatively, get a catboy to look it up for you. But that's like, second option, right? That's like the last when things are down and they're the worst. Um, but first option, definitely wash it. Um, let's see. I made my mistakes, got nowhere to run. Oh, cute little boy singing in my chat. I genuinely could never do a speedrunner. Speedrunners are just built different. Yeah, they are. They're wild. I watch. Do you guys know who Small Ant is? I watch a lot of Small Ant, and his stuff is insane. Um, let's see. Um, yeah. Who do I watch? I used to watch Violin. Is it Violin? Violin. I think that's who's the number one KH speedrunner right now. Yeah, Violin. I've watched his speedruns a few times. He's got an insane, I mean, just insane time on KH1 right now. He's got a 1:48:33, um, which is 10 seconds, a whopping 10 seconds better than the second time. Um, it is insane time. I'd love to try it, but it's just crazy. Let's see. What do we talk about? What do we talk about? When if we rubbed our weenies together, then do we have to edge? Well, you're already edging if you're rubbing your weenies together. I've been washing, but I do prefer the cat boy. See, I don't believe you. If it's still that stinky, you probably haven't been washing. We didn't even get to do that yet. Well, get to it. I could help you with that. I know about a hyper popular streamer man named Tanner. Yes, yeah, Smallant's great. I love him. He's a fantastic creator. I'll watch his YouTube videos mostly. I don't typically catch his streams unless I watch the VODs. Um, but I do love him. He's great. He's very funny. And I wish him all the best. Gosh, I'm gonna get punished and I didn't even know that get the happy feelings to deserve it. So you two are edging now. Great, fantastic. Between the puppy talk, Kingdom Hearts, and Sexy, it's saying, gosh, that makes me think he's actually Goofy IRL. We've been saying that since he got in here. What does KH stand for? Kingdom Hearts. It stands for Kingdom Hearts. Which is my favorite game series. My number one fave. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Played all the games. Have all the games. Well, you have to have them to play them. I've got a lot of merch, a lot of T-shirts. I have all the art books that they have to offer, all the books on it. I have so much. I have a lot of Kingdom Hearts stuff. I love it though. I'll allow it. Shucks, this is so mean. I'm a pretty boy, pretty booty boy. I'm not the goof. It's possible to be both. Is it not possible to be both? You don't think Goofy's pretty? I think Goofy's adorable. He's a cute little doggy boy. Zoinks to Potatoes Man, November 16th, 2023. That's funny. Y'all are being silly tonight. My favorite part is when John Kingdom says it's harding time and he kingdoms all over those guys. That's not too far off about like what actually happens. It'd be more like Max, not Goofy. Goofy and Disney can and canonically fucks. So I don't think that's an insult. That it's true. He does canonically fuck because he has a kid. So it's when Dot was jump scared by a monster. Yeah, probably. That happened a lot in Resi 4. Yeah. Oh man. Oh boy. But yeah, I'd be down to do some Kingdom Hearts speedruns. I'd be down to do some more. Are we liking the Final Fantasy playthrough? Is this something that we're enjoying? Because if you guys aren't super interested in it, I can just play it on my own time. I want to play it anyways, just because I want to play it. Like I said, I just wanted to play through it again. Um, yeah, this resident is not nice or something. Goofy by all definitions is a DILF. This is true. But yeah, if you guys aren't enjoying the Final Fantasy VII streams, I can totally switch it to something else. I'd be interested to see what you guys would rather watch or what might get more engagement from you guys. Because I get it. Like if even if it's like someone that you enjoy, if I'm playing something that's not particularly interesting to you, you might not be super interested in watching me play it. Um, well, at least Gilly loves Final Fantasy. Gladly watch me play any Final Fantasy related thing. I'm a Twinkie femboy, not a DILF, says Sextius. Oh. Jump rope butt booty naked stream. Maybe not here. Maybe not here. Maybe somewhere else. That's funny. You guys are funny. You guys are goofy. You guys are silly little guys. But yeah, if you'd be interested in me playing anything else, I'd be very, very happy to switch up and play something else. That's my favorite because it makes a weenie bounce. Yeah, it does. I'd be down to play through some Shovel Knight. I love Shovel Knight. If you can't tell, we're listening to the soundtrack right now. But I do love Shovel Knight. I'd be willing to play through some of that. I've got that on the PlayStation, I think. I think. I think I have it on disc. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, we can try it out. We can try something else if we want. I want you guys to be invested in it too. I want you guys to enjoy watching it. I don't want it to be some boring game. Who's my favorite Shovel Knight character? I gotta be real. It's probably Plague Knight. He's so sweet. Oh my God, we're the same person. Um, I like Shovel Knight's great. Shield Knight's great. Plague Knight's fantastic. I love his story is probably my favorite. Um, I love that he's just like he just wants someone to love him, right? And I love the whole dancing theme and him trying to impress the alchemist. It's fantastic. It's well written. Um, Followed up pretty closely by Shovel Knight, Black Knight, those two and that friendship and sort of that dynamic. Um, then Spectre Knight right after that. Spectre Knight's story is tragic and lovely, um, but they're great. Yeah, the cool thing, Sextius, is that it's all still one game. You purchase one copy of Shovel Knight, you get access to all of their current games, um, excluding the phone game, right? The app. Um, but yeah. Mm-hmm. uh King Knights just gets a chef. I haven't finished his storyline actually. I think his is a prequel, right? I never finished his storyline. I got stuck on the card game thing. But I really love the other two storylines, or the three storylines, I should say, the main one and the other two offshoots. I'm excited to see what they come out with next. I know they're working on a Castlevania inspired game right now. um, I know we haven't even started Final Fantasy VII. Who knows if we're gonna get to it tonight? I've been talking a lot, so my voice is kind of getting kind of tired. Um, Speaking of that, I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna go grab some water. I'm gonna be right back. It's gonna be a really short break. I might go to the bathroom too, um, just because I need more water because my voice is starting to get tired. So I will be right back. We can keep talking about video games and stuff in a second. So, BRB. Guess who's back? It's me. I went pee, really quick pee, and I grabbed some water, and I set up my bathroom break reminder. But I am here, I am back, and I am ready to chat. Here and back. Uh-huh. Um, but yeah, what were we talking about? Video games? Video games that I might play? Yeah, I mean, I'm down to play a whole lot of different video games. Um, Really just comes down to what you guys want to see. Did The Rock come out? No, it did not, unfortunately. I've been keeping an eye on that. Um, it has not come out quite yet, but that's okay. That's okay. We're just coaxing him out. He'll work his way down. Um, Sorry, that's me drinking water. What is my opinion on Mega Man? I'll be completely real. I'm gonna turn on my music because it's too loud. I have not finished a single Mega Man game. Not once. And it's not because I don't like them. They're very fun, but I've never finished them. Um, I'm not super duper into the style of game. I don't know. Like, I kind of like something that's more story based. I know that there are Mega Man games that are story based. I had a friend that was huge into them. But I personally have not finished any of those. Is it because I'm bad? Yeah, probably. I'm a terrible gamer. Awful at gaming. Um, yeah. Yeah. But I don't know how much longer I'm gonna stream tonight. Just because I do have to record something tonight, and I want to preferably do that before midnight. So we'll say, well, how long have I been streaming? Uh, Fucking 2 hours. We'll stream for another 20-ish, 25, 30 minutes. Um, I was never book smart, I'm money smart. Make me more intelligent. Call me Mr. Rock Festival. I got hella bands. Shorty cute, her circle too. Tell her get a friend. Something, 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 Mega Man. Yeah, I like that song. I like the I like the dumb version that's got the Mario RPG music. That's my favorite version. The Battle Network games are story based, but they're more like kind of comfy and not super interesting. You know what I mean? Yeah, I get that. I get that. It's less like engaging and more like leisure gaming, right? Um, which is fine. That's great. I'm not huge on Mega Man. I've never really been big on Sega properties, and not for any particular reason. I just didn't play those games growing up, you know? I mostly played well, Final Fantasy, truly. Um Kingdom Hearts and stuff. Lots of RPGs. Let's see. I played Dark Souls a lot as a kid. I played the Infamous games too. Those are great. I love those. I've been meaning to go back and play them again, but I don't have anything to play them on. Um, you're a massive Mega Man guy. When I was 13, I played all the games doing a no-hit Buster only run. Truly a horrible decision. It's Capcom, not Sega, you fuck. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't know. See, and that's how little I know about Mega Man is that uh, I didn't even know it was Capcom. And that's funny because I should have known that because I played Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which has a bunch of Mega Man characters in it. So I'm truly sorry for the wrongs that I have, yeah, the sins I have wrought. Uncultured swine. I'm chugging this water. I am chugging it, drinking this water down, slurping, truly slurping on this water. Um, um, yeah, I'm super interested in Mega Man. I might play Chrono Trigger on stream because I've been wanting to finish that. I think that's a fantastic game. Plus, I need to gather some footage for it for a video I'd like to do. There's a lot of videos. I need to decide on a video that I'm gonna do, and then use streams as an opportunity to capture some footage. I need to start doing that. Um, because there's a couple videos that I've been working on. Um, that I have scripts sort of half baked for, but I need to pick one and then roll with it and then get some footage. And so I'll probably stream as a chance to gather footage, um, just because, yeah. I just need footage for that. It'll take a while though, and that's the thing is I don't want these videos to pull away from my other videos. Um, but I really do want to start doing these video essay videos. It's something I'm really passionate about. Um, but well, we'll see what happens. I think I'm gonna do the Final Fantasy one first. I've got one about Final Fantasy 16 and 15 and sort of those two games and the differences between them. Um, I think it'll be a really interesting video. Um, but I want to get it out before a whole bunch of people start doing video essays on Final Fantasy 16, so I need to start finishing that script. But I just haven't had time because I've been doing all the audios and working on the streams and stuff. So, maybe next month or maybe the month after. Maybe that's what I'll do. Next month will be diversification, and then February will be um, maybe the video essay month, and I'll kind of work on those and see what I can get done with that. Um, yeah, I don't know. And then I've been thinking about a lot, like if I start doing that kind of content, um, do I have to make a separate place for people to support me for that? Like, do I need another Patreon for like safe for work stuff like that? So, yeah, I don't know. It's stuff to think about, decisions I gotta make. Well, if you think about it, so for some people, your other content is a Final Fantasy of sort. That is true. It is a fantasy of sorts. I love sort of fulfilling people's fantasies like that. It's very, it's very nice to know that I can fulfill that role. Makes me feel really, really happy, truly. Um, yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good stuff. I make good stuff. I put a lot of work into my content. A lot of work. Like um some would say too much work. I would say not enough. Um yeah. I've seen because I've listened to some people. I'm a big audio guy. I listen to a lot of audios. I've listened to some people's audios, and I'm not gonna say who or like call people out like that, but there are definitely audios up there for somewhat bigger um, creators that aren't fantastic. And whether it be um, like mostly I'm talking about like production quality, I guess, like the physical sound of it. Like there's background noise or there's unprocessed audio or things of that nature. And that personally that bothers me. And I think it's just because I am an audio guy, like I'm an audiophile and an engineer of sorts, and I've studied and worked and trained and all that stuff for audio. So when I hear it in other videos, I'm like, ugh, because that's one thing. It's like when you learn how stuff works, specifically for content creation or for media or movies or TVs, as soon as you know how this thing works, you see it and you hear it and you see it everywhere and everything that you watch. And you can't like turn that part of your brain off. Like I listen to podcasts, right? And I listen particularly right now, I'm listening to Distractable, which is Markiplier's podcast with his friends. Um, and that's really fun and I love listening to it. But when I listen to it, I can hear what they're doing and I know what they're doing to process their audio and I can hear it and it like kind of takes me out of the podcast for a second because I'm thinking about, oh, well they use an auto gate and they set their auto gates uh auto gates like settings are too low, right? Their trigger settings are too low. And so or they're compressing and they're compressing a little too hard on their ratio on their compressor is a little too harsh, and so it's like really crunching their sound, or it's not hard enough and they're clipping and they don't have a limiter on. Or when I watch films, and I'm an editor by nature, like I studied editing, so I'll watch a film and I'll be like, oh, that was a really good J cut, right? That's a fantastic J cut. Or I think about the VFX. I'm like, oh, I wonder how they composited that shot or how they did that. Um, and stuff like that. Or like thinking about how they use editing to push the narrative. Like I'm watching Barry right now, which is the Bill Hader show, which is fantastic, and it's really, really, really well edited. And they do use a lot of techniques with jump cuts and techniques with their editings when they cut two different scenes to push the narrative and to make you as the listener or not listener, the viewer to feel a certain way. Um, and it's fantastic work, like genius editing, and it works really well in the context of the show. But I can't see it and then not think about it. I'm like that with cinematography. I used to be a freelance photographer and did videography for high school football, and I can't turn that part of myself off ever. Yeah, I know. Um, it's like it's serious. Once you like get that creator brain, you can't turn it off, and it just is part of who you are now. It's there's something beautiful about that. Like you get to see your art everywhere, and you understand your art, and you become somewhat of a professional at your art to the point that you can recognize certain techniques used. But it's also really fucking annoying because I just want to fucking watch a movie without thinking about how they write it, and stuff like that. And that happened with you with guitar, yeah, right. Like it'll happen to any artist, any medium, music, or physical, like traditional art, drawing and stuff, or film, or music, or audios that I make and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, it simply made me annoyed by shitty flat angles. Yeah, yeah, stuff like that. Um, I love my thing for all the films that I've made, um, and most of them unfinished, but all the ones that I've made. Um, it's like uh fucking I love still cameras. That's my thing. I love shots that where the camera doesn't move at all and everything in the scene moves. I love having, and there are, times when that, as the necessity drives me to move the camera, whether it be like the positioning of the actual camera in the room and the lenses that we have on hand versus like, talking about the story, and moving the camera makes more sense for the story elements. But um, yeah, I don't know. Flat angles drive me mad to an extent. I kind of like the what's his name? I'm gonna be mad at myself for not remembering it. Who did Grand Budapest Hotel? Who's Budapest Hotel? That's Oh, my brain is shut off. It's completely shut off. I know his name. I know him. I love him. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. And Wes Anderson. Wes Anderson, you're so right. Um, I love Wes Anderson and that sort of style of like when you talk about flat angles. I like when you use like a really wide lens and you flatten everything out. Um, oh hi, thanks so much for the follow. I'd love to see ya. Um, oh man, I've not been reading stuff, but yeah, I love Wes Anderson sort of that like kind of angle. I also love when they do the I don't know, his use of colors and movement. He's a fantastic director when it comes to stylization. Um, him and Edgar Wright both do stylization really well. Let's see. Carlos said, it do be like that. After starting my filmmaking degree, I focused on a bunch of random stuff. I'd be overanalyzing this in commercial lighting and shit. Yeah, yeah. And then Sextia says, bow, wow, 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 wow. Um, yeah, you just hear every part of a song says potatoes, and then you hear every part of a chord, and you go, "Wow, I could play this every single time." Yeah, it'd be like that. I'm a bassist by nature, and I'm a musician. I'm not currently practicing music, but I would consider myself a musician. When I was younger, I played the piano. Um, I really got into it later in high school, but I played a lot of piano. I played the saxophone for 6 or 7 years, and then that played the bass in late high school, early college. Um, and yeah, you listen to stuff like that, and you're like, oh, well, they did this, and oh, I love the way that they made this sound, or stuff like that, or I love the chord progression that they used. I've been listening to, um, what's the Jungkook song, "Stand by You" or something. Uh, standing next to you, standing next to you. I've been listening to that song lately and thinking about how it's inspired by Michael Jackson and that style of music. Um, it's fantastic. It's a great song. Um, but I love the way that the chord progression in the pre-chorus goes, and how instead of just jumping into the pre-chorus, they have that sort of building climactic sound, and it sounds really good, and it brings you in as the listener, and it's great for disco type stuff too. Um, Listen to Frank Zappa. I'll show you his music later. That's cute. I've never heard of Frank Zappa. Or I have heard of Frank Zappa, but I don't know him or something. Lord Gifford, you were deep in the hyperfixation. Yes, I was very focused. Carlos, I never watched Wes's Asteroid City, which is a shame because I heard it was pretty good. Yeah. I also heard it was good. I did not see it in theaters either. I really, really wanted to. I actually haven't seen any of his films in theaters. I've seen them all in like home theaters, but I haven't seen them in an actual theater. Um, Climax, he says. Yes, that's a word. Climactic. Climax. Michael Jackson. Who you jacking on? That's a dumb joke. I'm just kidding. Weaker of your jokes. But you know what? You know what? We're gonna roll with it. We're gonna keep going. Not every single one. They can't all be bangers. They can't all be bangers, guys. Carlos, boo, boo, boo. Bad joke, Carlos. Um, Guilford, I can only be funny sometimes. Yeah, I mean, not all of them can be bangers. They can't all be bangers. They're not always going to be bangers. Not every single joke you make is going to be a banger. Not every single thing you make is going to be a banger. It's like an old. I need to charge. That's stupid. And there we go. That water bottle is done. Look at me drinking water like I'm supposed to be. Fucking throw that back there. Um, yeah. Yep. Um, yeah. Yeah. Fucking making art is weird. Making art is weird. Especially when you make like when I transitioned to making like not safe for work stuff, um, like I don't know, like you like the paradigm shift that I had to have, um, of like like I want to make this and I want to make it at a consistent pace so that I can gain a following and not just like a couple people here and there. Um, but when I first started, I was so serious about it. I was like, every single one needs to be perfect. I need them all to be perfect. They all need to sound great. They need to be this and that and this and that. And then, the scripts were however long. And then I need to make sure that this is there. And then midway through the summer, um, all of my old videos got demonetized because I didn't follow terms of service, which I didn't know. Like, they don't have anything. It's not like it's up for display, right? You kind of have to search for it. And the terms being that it has to be half spoken word, half other various sounds, whatever the sounds of the video might be. Um, and so, if you only like water more, you would actually bathe. Shut up, you shush right now. I am a clean boy. I'm the cleanest of clean boys. I smell so nice. I smell lovely. I smell lovely today. I smell really good. And you can't prove otherwise. Um, yeah, everything had to be perfect, and then I got halfway through the summer, and the videos got demonetized, and I was just like, at that point, I almost quit. I was so upset because it was frustrating to me because I know the reason that they went through to check my channel was because I was about to cash out for the first time. I had made $100 in ad revenue, and I was about to cash out my $100, and so they audited my channel and they slashed most of my videos. And this is part of the reason I want to diversify my content because this is fucked. It was kind of fucked. And I was like, hey, why'd you do that? And they're like, well, they didn't follow the terms of service. And I was like, great. Well, I was supposed to cash out. Do I get to see any of the ad revenue that I previously accumulated? And they were like, no, you don't get to have any of that money. And so they just kind of let me, like, they kind of just shafted me. Like, I was supposed to have $100 in ad revenue. I had $100 in ad revenue, and those videos still play ads, which is wild to me. There's still ads on those videos, but I don't see any of that ad revenue. Um, anyway, all that to say that the money it was gone, and I was very upset, and so I quit. And then I stopped doing it, and then my circumstances changed, and more family was living with me, and so it was difficult to even record at all if I wanted to. But then I thought about it for a really long time, and I was like, I kind of miss doing it. And so then I did November, um, and I had planned for November, and I kind of like, it was an idea. I was like, oh, I'll just do this thing, it'll be fun. But then I got into doing it, and I had to have another paradigm shift where I was like, I was doing content at a rate that was almost unsustainable. Like I almost could, if I had kept that rate up, I would not have been able to do it anymore. Um, but I, yeah, and so I had to have this paradigm shift. It was like in the beginning, I was like, everything needed to be perfect. It all needs to be great. It needs to be this and that and this and that. I'm gonna fix my model. And then I got into November, and I was like, well, I can't. Like they just have to be done. They don't have to be perfect. They just need to be done. And so I learned how to make videos quicker. I learned how to record quicker. I learned how to edit quicker. I learned the things that I can do to kind of streamline my process so I don't have to worry about processing so much on the back end. I can just slap my presets on there, and those will cover most, like 90% of the stuff I need to do. Um, and then I started just shoveling content out. And all that content is now monetized, but it's not getting as many views, which is upsetting. A couple of my videos got tens of thousands of views, and these videos are getting maybe like 1,000, maybe 600. Um, but I'm just gonna keep posting, gonna keep doing it. Let's see. If only I liked water more than I could bathe. Cats just like water in them, so I understand. You guys, and then let me sniff. No one gets to smell me. No one gets to smell me. Not without my consent. I get to smell you, but no one gets to smell me. Ball crusher November. Bjork. Castration Christmas. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? And then Carlos, I'm glad you didn't quit for what it's worth. I remember after finding you, I checked your Twitter to see what you're up to, since I didn't see recent stuff on Pornhub. When I saw you were inactive and that Pornhub slashed those videos, I was kind of bummed out. Glad you came back. I am also glad I came back. Um, but yeah, that was such a frustrating experience for me. Um, and and I, yeah, just frustrating. If you guys follow Indigo White, I follow them. Um, but like he's been having a lot of problems lately with that site, and what the problems that he's been having are insane. They like deleted his whole account and stuff, and they wouldn't work with him. Oh yeah, it's just totally fucked. Like it royally fucked. I'm glad he's still doing well. Like he's still able to make money and monetize his content, and and he's found an alternative. Um, but I thought about, and I made a tweet, right? Like that, like I was like, if they can fuck him over, um, like, what's stopping them from fucking me over? Like, I'm nothing. He was like one of their top performers, like top 100. I'm like in the top 15,000 or something, 25,000. I don't know. I keep going up and down. I don't care about the ranking. Um, but yeah. And did they even see what exactly part of the terms of service got violated? Yeah, on my videos, yes. Technically, it's really confusing because it's technically not even in their terms of service, which is infuriating to me because I went through and I read their acceptable use policy and their terms of service. Neither of them mention audio only content, but there's a fucking like like oh my god, it's like I don't know, like their help site for their models and for people. Their help site has one article that mentions like something about audio content and how audio content has to be half spoken word, half moans and stuff. But then I'm like, I see a whole lot of, and it's not even like they're not going to strike it; they're just going to demonetize it, which is frustrating to me because, like I said, they're still advertising on my video. I'm just not making that ad revenue. Um, and it was frustrating. Oh my god, it was so annoying. It was so because I was literally about to pay out. Like I was a day or two away from paying out because they only let you pay out at the end of the month. It's not like other sites. Like OnlyFans um uh lets me pay out like once I reach a certain amount, then I can pay out whenever I want, and I can pay out up to as much as I have in full dollar amount. So like I can't say if I've got like 30 bucks and 25 cents, I would be able to pull out 30 bucks and I'll leave those 25 cents in there. Yeah, that's so dumb. Why half modes? It's ruining effort. I know, it's so weird. I don't understand it. I really don't. It's such a non-issue, you know, when you think about it. Um and it's just because it's audio only it just doesn't make any sense. It's not clear. It's not in They updated their terms, and even on the dash they've been updating a whole bunch of stuff for creators right now. We have a whole new creator dashboard that they're beta testing and stuff. And they just shipped it out for realsies. Um with their whole new identification policy, which is it doesn't change anything for me. They have this new thing for co-performers. If you have someone else that joins in your video, you have to have certain paperwork and you have to have their ID on file. Um, yeah. Um, then you have to otherwise, and that's what happened to Indy is he didn't have like there were some videos that he didn't want up on the internet that were uploaded as like revenge porn. It was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. And so they added them to his channel. And so but then and they were just on his channel and they were fine because he didn't need co-performer IDs. And then um it gets to today or like this month or something, and they're being really strict about the co-performers. You need to have all videos need to have co-performer IDs uploaded, and you need to have all the paperwork, and you need to, verification and all that stuff. And he was like, well, I'm not talking to that person anymore. Can we just remove them from my channel? And they wouldn't do it. And then for some reason they wouldn't remove it from the channel. And so instead of like talking to him about it, they just fucking deleted his channel for some reason. It's so wild. It's wild, 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 wild. But yeah, it's in the terms of service thing is like, ugh, it's so annoying. Let's see. The talking is some of like the best parts. Let me have my foreplay. The talking is great. I do enjoy the talking, and I've found a love and a place for it. I do more content that is me talking to you the whole time, which I kind of like, honestly. It's kind of fun. They do require longer scripts, which means more work beforehand, but the products have been really nice. A couple of them, like the subway car one, that's one of my favorites. I think that one came out really, really well, and it very much embodies the type of content that I want to be making for the most part. The soft dom femboy, that's kind of like controlling you. The public thing was just like for fun. I wanted to explore that kink, and then I think it went pretty well. It did get me a strike on OnlyFans though, which was really frustrating. Um, yeah, the whole strike system on there was driving me mad. And I tried to appeal it, and that's the thing with audio content, none of the sites are very clear with their terms of service. And I have done my best to follow them. I don't know. OnlyFans had this I had this big old fight with OnlyFans because that video technically violated terms of service, but the terms of service don't list audio content. They say um basically, I can summarize it. Oh, it's like because the scenario was that we were in a public space and there were people around, and it was a whole thing. It was a play on the hentai style of video where like stuff happens, like it's a Japanese porn thing, right? You're on the subway train and then people start fiddling with you, and then it's a whole thing. Um, and uh fuck, I'm trying to think. And they struck it, and they said because of this reason, because it contains, it violates the terms of service. And so I looked at the terms of service specifically. I read the entire terms of service again for them too, for Pornhub and for OnlyFans. I've read the entire terms of service and the entire acceptable use policy, and I found the specific line that stated what they were talking about, and it stated that sexual acts may not be performed, recorded, or broadcasted in a public place or where people are reasonably likely to see it. Um, and I appealed and I said, hey, I understand that, but let me be very clear. This was not recorded, performed, or broadcasted in the public area. This is entirely audio fantasy. It does not exist. In fact, if we're getting really, really nitty gritty, no sexual acts are actually performed because most of my sound effects aren't me doing sexual acts. They're just me making noises with things or my mouth or, like fucking noodles. Noodles sound a lot like having sex, by the way. Um, and I appealed and I was like, hey, here's the thing. Here's what I think, I can understand where the confusion might have been. I don't think personally that I violated these terms of service. I would appreciate it if you would remove the strike from my thing. I said I would even be welcome and open to changing the title of my video to better fit the terms of service. And even changing the content to an extent if that would make you more comfortable. And the appeal guy that I talked to, I'll pull up the email. I'll pull up exactly what he said. It made me so mad. I was so upset. Um, and only event support. Let's see what he said. Earlier deactivation. I said. I said in the initial appeal, I said, my content was recorded in my house with sound effects from my personal library. No sexual activities were performed, recorded, or broadcasted in a public place, and thereby my video does not violate the acceptable use policy. If you would prefer I change the title of my video to better represent the acceptable use policy, I am more than happy to do so, but the content itself does not violate the policy's layout. And then Jeremy, some guy named Jeremy, responded and said, hello there, thank you for completing the deactivation appeal form. We have considered your appeal and the evidence you provided. After careful consideration, due to breaches of our terms of service and acceptable use policy, the content will remain deactivated. This decision is final. Blah, 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 blah. To avoid it in the future, here's these things, the Creator's Guide to Moderation, blah, blah, blah. And I responded to that and I said, can you list the reasons my appeal was denied? I'd like to know more in detail why my content remains deactivated, as I've personally read the terms of service and acceptable use policy and believe my video did not violate either of them. And he said, hello, thanks for staying in touching. The corresponding content has been removed due to a violation of our acceptable use policy or community guidelines. Unfortunately, we're unable to disclose any details concerning this matter. Please be sure to post content that complies with our policy. And I was like, I responded again. Or I didn't respond. I stopped there. I stopped there because I was so frustrated. I said, you can't discuss with me, or to myself. I was like, you can't discuss with me, the person who owns and created the content, why this content does not follow the acceptable use policy. You can't discuss that with me, the person who's made the content, so I can, refrain from doing that specific thing again in the future. I understand I'm a unique case. Like, audio content is a unique case on these types of sites, but you can't discuss that with me. You can't tell me why I've violated it. And yeah, I get the idea. It's probably not a real person, right? Probably an automated response. What I know this is what happened. They saw the thumbnail. They don't fucking watch my videos. They don't watch them. They saw the thumbnail for my video, which mentioned being in a public place, and they took that and they flagged it, and then they, whoever was doing my stuff flagged it, and then they let the bot respond to everything, and it was just like, I'm not even gonna fight it anymore. And at that point, there was another video I had on there that also violated the terms, which I'll admit that one did violate the terms. I had not read them yet, and that one did violate the terms. And so I was like, cool, I'll have that removed. And that was when I decided to do, that was my safe for work video. It was the mommy comforts the pouty baby video. They don't like that type of like play, like, mommy dom, little boy kind of stuff. And but yeah, what the fuck was I saying? Yeah, that video did violate their terms, and that's fine. I'm like, fuck it, whatever. So that's when I moved all my safer work content to just on YouTube. Um, and but when the a second appeal, or like my response to the appeal was that was when I decided, okay, I need to diversify my content, because that was around the same time that Indigo was dealing with his thing, and I was like, well, I'm getting fucked in the ass both ways right now. I've been fucked by them, and I'm being fucked by these guys. So I'm like, I'm just gonna branch out to new places, and so I'm opening Patreon, which is gonna have all of my old audios, and all of my new audios, and it's all going to be sectioned out. The only thing with Patreon, though, the only thing with Patreon is I can't put my not safe for work videos that are free everywhere else. I can't put them for free on Patreon, because you can't put not safe for work content under a free tab on Patreon. So I have that under my lowest tier, which will get you access to that. But other than that, everything else will be the same, as well as the new content that I'll be producing for it as well. But what the fuck are we talking about in chat? Where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go? I'm gonna go back to where I was. Um, oh, so I don't actually milk in any of my vids. That's the thing. There was a video that I did record that I never released of me just like actually yanking my pearls, you know? Um, and it was just me doing that and moaning, and it was weird, and I didn't like it, and so I didn't drop it. Maybe I'll put it on the Patreon. Um, fuck Jeremy. Yeah, fuck Jeremy. Jesus Christ. That was so fucking stupid. What are we talking about? Jeremy's a bot. Yeah, it was just annoying. Um, yeah, and also, aren't there a lot of like not safe for work videos already on YouTube? Like, isn't that a thing? Like, I was looking at someone had a meme of another audio content creator, um, that uh that was uploading like sex audios to YouTube, and they were fine. Um, did it come out good on the mic? It's weird because the video, the one that I recorded, or the audio that I recorded, um, I didn't know if I wanted to focus on the sounds my cock was making or the sounds my mouth was making, and so, and also when I, when I you do whack myself, I'm not particularly vocal. I'm I mean, I can be at times, but most of the time I'm kind of quiet because I've always lived in a space where like it's difficult. If I made any noise, people would have noticed. Um, yeah, there are genuine NSFW audios. Yeah, so like there already is kind of that content on YouTube. The thing is like, obviously I can't monetize that content, right? I can't they won't put any ads on that content, but I can use that content to promote my Patreon once it's been released, and all that kind of stuff where I can monetize that content, or be paid for that content. But that's the thing, is it's just like, um yeah, it's just a mess. The whole audio content space really needs a whole reform. We need a place where we can post content and have it be monetized and good. Because there's like Soundgasm, right? There's a lot of people on Reddit that will see my stuff. Um, ouch. Um, fucking. Fuck it. When I was fucking, I read chat and I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, yeah, there's Soundgasm. There's people on Reddit that tell me that I need to upload my free stuff to Soundgasm, which I understand, because apparently, and I found this out, apparently Pornhub is blocked in several states, which I didn't know. Apparently, there's a few states that have like some laws about like requiring identification to view this site. And so, in retaliation to that, the site has decided to block those states from access to their site, which I think is that's a smart move on their part, but it's also like, I know. Anyway, so I have a couple people in those states who have messaged me and been like, "Hey, I would love to watch your videos, but I don't have any money and I can't get on that site." And I was like, "Oh, okay." My problem with uploading on Soundgasm is I have no way. One, Soundgasm is difficult to navigate. It's difficult to navigate and annoying for me because I don't particularly like the way it's set up. I don't necessarily love it. It's just it's like an HTML coded website where you can find um like you can find like any all kinds of just audio porn stuff, right? Like it's just, but it's very difficult to navigate. So people typically will post links to it on Reddit, and so that's how it gets lots of its traffic, is through Reddit. And I just don't want to sign up for that because I feel like, because of the way it looks, it just feels real sketchy to me. I don't want to put my information out on there. I also don't want to put my content out, and I can't monetize that content. So I want a space where I can monetize my content. Um, yeah, and stuff like that. So what do we say? Dude at Lewd breaks the 50-50 rule constantly, and it annoys me. I listen to a lot of Dude That's Lewd. Um, I used to listen to a lot. It's one of my favorite creators. And yeah, they do break the 50-50 quite a bit too. And it's just frustrating, straight up saw walking in on your roommate touching himself on YouTube earlier. I think it got a pass because it was technically a teaser. Um, Yeah, I don't know. And I don't I would prefer not to lose the content that I posted on YouTube. I don't know. It's just so scary being an audio creator and trying to find a space where I can post that stuff without um being I don't know, without losing money or being blocked from a site. I want to be accessible to everybody, but I also want to make money doing it. Like I want it to be my job. I work really hard at this stuff. Um, I always go mouth sounds and just let it go. I'm the same way, and I've been in the same boat. I get into dumb, pumpy headspace and enjoy being louder and lewd. Makes better content for the mic. That's fair. That is fair. Top Redditor lore. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I'm not super active on my Reddit. I have it because some people like to find me there, and that's great. That's totally fine. I just post. The problem with Reddit is that the Reddit pages are very particular. They have a lot of rules. Like I can't post trailers there on those specific pages. I could post them on my own page, and like my own profile and stuff, and that's fine. But they don't let me post anything that is a teaser or anything that overtly like leads people to or requires people to purchase the full content, or like overtly like over the top states, hey, you have to go and buy my content. I've got more content here. I think I've gotten a pass on it so far because all the videos I posted on there have been free videos. All the free videos that I do, I try to post them on there so that people will see them and go over there. And sometimes it does drive traffic, which is nice. um, but uh, they've got a lot of rules, and so it's difficult for me to do that, especially since there's like a mountain of people on that page. Like I do Gone Wild Audio Gay, and that's the big one that I post on. I tried doing Gone Wild Audio, but people weren't super into it. Didn't got a lot of downvotes, and I was like, that's fair. I guess it's a gay audio. Um, it's not even necessarily gay. I've had a couple that are like for all videos that I should probably post. Like the most recent one that I did, uh, I think it was Tuesday's audio was for all instead of just for boys. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It's just difficult for me to work there, especially since I don't show my face. Like if I did body content and like face content or stuff like that, I could post on a bunch of different subreddits and like drive traffic, but I don't do that stuff because I'm not particularly interested in showing off my body anymore. I tried it for a little bit. There are a couple people that have seen my ass cheeks and my wiener, but I've removed it from all of my sites just because I think I'd rather focus on the audio. Um, it's making me think if there's a big bias towards big and small. Yeah, I think there is definitely a bias. Um, but with the thing that happened with Indy, it's like he was massive and he still got struck like that, and so like I don't know, it's worrying. Um, let's see. The only reason PH is so popular is because it's easy to navigate. Xviz is always an option since Xtube shut down. Unfortunately, it's not an option for me. I signed a sort of deal with the hub that if I don't upload my videos anywhere else, I get more monetization money, which is like fine because people don't really look for audio content on those other sites anyway. Um, I'm a stinky little Reddit boy, admit it. I'm not really. I don't think so. I mean, I'm on it from time to time, but I don't like browse it regularly. I'm on the Final Fantasy 16 Reddit because I want to get my updates of like, stuff like that. Um, and they post news there pretty regularly for the Final Fantasy 16 DLC. Before we knew what it was going to be, people were talking about it a lot, and I like to read and see what people think. Um, Other than that, I just do the porn ones that I like. I like to look at other femboys kind of touching themselves, because that's hot as fuck. Femboys gone wild. There is none as far as I've seen. I don't think so. Um, Emperor is good, but I do like knowing the person in the video representing me also canonically has a wiener like me. Yeah, right. Um, it's yeah. I mean, yeah. M4A. I've done a few like that. There have been a couple because I want to keep my space safe for people that might be trans that identify as male. Um, and there are times like the most recent one that I did was an M4A, and it was because like I was the one being played with and not the other way around. And so like if I'm the one being played with, it could really be any gender. So um Let's see. Dang, I can't believe I missed your ass and your wiener. Kind of want to see them now. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen. At least not anytime soon. I don't have any plans to do that type of content anytime soon. I'm just not super interested in doing that kind of stuff anymore. I was for a little bit, and I thought maybe if it brought me a little bit of cashola when I was really broke. When I was really, really broke, I did one that was like a paid one. It's definitely going to be behind an extra paywall or another paywall so I can make other money because I'm not doing that for free. I'm not putting my wiener out there for free, guys. Um, but yeah, um, I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. But yeah, um, there's a distinct lack of audio content giving love to little uncut wieners. They're the cutest. Hmm, interesting that you say that. Yeah, I tell you what, guys. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. I do have some um other stuff I gotta get done. Like I gotta write and record some stuff tonight for later in the week and next week. I just need to be prepared. Um, but yeah, the audio stuff works. We go to see some IRL stuff, but it's important that I'm comfortable. Yes, yeah, that's the thing. Right now, I'm in a position where I can't particularly present as feminine as I'd like to. And so I don't know. It just makes me feel uncomfortable. I feel like the voice that I have wouldn't necessarily line up with exactly how I look and the presentation that I like to give. And so it's just, I don't know. It'd be a bit of a, I don't know. I'm just not ready for it. Not ready for it yet. I'm working on it. And when I move out, it'll be better. Um, the long cut, better than a little cut. A senior penior tier on Patreon. No, I can't. Unfortunately, I can't post that stuff on Patreon. Long cut is better than long cut. I'm sorry, but uncut is reserved for silly little femboys only. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming out. I had a great time today. I was expecting to play some video games. That did not happen. That's totally fine. This has probably been my best stream yet, really. Most engagement. Maybe I'll do chatting streams. Maybe Talk to Me Thursday should just be a chatting stream. That would make the most sense considering the name of Talk to Me Thursdays is Talk to Me Thursdays, where you can talk to me on Thursday. Anyway, so maybe I'll start doing that. But thank you guys so much for coming out. I want you guys to have a great evening. You know where to find me if you get lonely. But yeah, cool. I'll catch you guys. These, I mean, they were supposed to be, but I started by playing video games because nobody was here. Um, and I would do Talk to Me Thursdays by playing video games, but because I wanted something to do when people weren't talking to me. But now people are talking to me all the time, which is lovely. But yeah,